So we wanted to start because Kevin has a complaint about.
Oh, I just was thinking. There's a lot of moments on the podcast where Ben will just be like, and the Pope has a huge cock and he's riding it like a rocket ship, and you're dying laughing, and then I would say something and it would be silence, and I was just like,
I don't think that's true.
I wonder if it's because I said something funny and you didn't.
No, I think it's a psyop. I think you guys are trying to incept
Also, if anything,
me.
This is like COINTELPRO, but for podcasting, and it's just we're trying to get you to kill yourself like Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay, so me and Jace are in the FBI. This is our COINTELPRO.
Mm-hmm.
Even after the podcast, you were just like, Kevin, you're so fucking sad. I mean, you're so sad. And
Did that happen?
I'm like, I'm not that sad. And you're like, Kevin, you are like at the depths of despair all the time.
All I remember after the podcast is, didn't we just watch an episode of Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I think that's all that happened.
Silence.
Yeah.
No,
Like none of us spoke to each other for exactly 21 minutes.
you had a pocket watch and you were swinging it in front of my head with strobe lights going off in the background, and you were like, all your thoughts end with razor blade to wrist. And then you just kept repeating razor blade to wrist.
I think that's just in your own head, man.
No. See, you're doing it right now. Don't try to fucking gaslight me right now.
I think you're gaslighting yourself. This is self-gaslight.
Huh, maybe you're right.
I
never thought about it like that.
I'm trying to imagine the inside of Kevin's brain, and I feel like, the scene where Beatrix Kiddo takes on the 88?
Yeah.
And the 88 just represents every one of Kevin's insecurities. And he's just like, every day as soon as he wakes up, he's just fighting 88.
See, yeah. I imagine Kevin's head is that movie Cube from 1997.
Oh, it's so good.
Where the mentally challenged guy is trying to go to rooms with razor blades and acid. And
is Kevin the retarded one?
Wait, I don't remember that.
Kevin's all of it. He's the room. He's the blades. He's the retarded guy.
I mean, we're all everything. If you really think it think about God is everywhere and we are God.
Right. You think I wasn't laughing at you though?
Huh? Yeah, I think, and actually, I heard you a couple of times. You went like this. I could hear you were trying to laugh and then you had to stop it.
If anyone, I should have the complaint. I'm the one who laughs the most on the podcast.
Nope.
You guys, you guys hang out like you're reading the New Yorker. That's how you react to.
I laugh silently.
I often am reading the New Yorker.
Good.
Dude, I'm a great laugher on this podcast. Oh, man.
That's so sad. That laugh is so sad.
Oh, boy. Oh, God.
That laugh makes me want to kill myself. Please stop.
See?
You're like that laugh is like you're like the Joker if he was trying to just pretend to be normal. Like he wasn't embracing the chaos inside of his head. He's just like, no, I love going to my job. And
I have two laughs. I have laugh on low, which is and then I have a surprise laugh, which is those are my two laughs.
see, I'm a wheezy laugher, which is annoying. Yeah. Anyway, this is the worst intro to the podcast ever.
See, and it's because I started it. Hold on, before you start it. We got
to say one funny thing.
Sorry, I was trying to bail you out, Kevin.
No, there's this new artist, Ben, I want you to check out.
Yeah.
What he does is he lays on his back and he funnels. He has a bike pump and he pumps his ass full of air, and then he pours paint into his asshole, and then he shoots it all over the canvas.
Yeah. So he lays on his stomach and shoots it up like a geyser?
No, he lays
Out
on
of
his
his
back,
ass?
and then he puts his feet all the way behind his shoulders, and then and then he pours the paint in, and then another man who's much larger picks him up and squeezes his belly. And
Are you serious?
And he just shoots paint
So he's
all
a
over the
tube
wall.
of toothpaste.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
The artist is actually Kevin's dad.
Yeah.
And the guy who squeezes him is Kevin's mom.
Yeah. Well,
And the pain is Kevin.
from beyond the grave.
You don't have to tell him your mom's dead.
Well, I'm just telling you.
About an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
If this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God, they're gonna know I'm dumb.
Put 2 hands on your butt cheeks and spread that asshole open. It's time for brain jail. You about to get fucked, motherfucker.
Welcome to Brain Jail. Woke Satan is played by Benjamin Allen Avery across from me in a brand new leather jacket. Looking fucking handsome as shit is Jay Swain Avery. There's no irony in that. You look great.
I honestly am in love with how I look right now because I have the beer back. I listened to Queens of the Stone Age once, and I bought a leather jacket at Target.
Yeah, it works.
For $48.
Really?
Yeah, $48.
Jesus Christ. That's a great deal and a great look.
I'm never going to take it off. I'm going to fuck in this jacket from now on.
What do you think, Kevin? I don't think it fits him in the arms, which I told him leather has to fit you in the arms. It can't look tight.
It looks great. I don't know what you're talking about.
You like it?
Yeah, I think Jace looks fantastic.
Yeah, everybody told me it looks great, and then I came home to Ben. He's like, "Yeah, it looks like fucking shit.
Well,
You're shit."
Katie said it's a little small in the arms too.
Well, Katie, she likes small-armed guys, so that's kind of her thing.
Edit that out.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. I'm, of course, Kevin Tinkin. And please send us an email to brainjailpod@gmail.com. We want to strongly encourage you to leave us a review on iTunes. It helps out a ton. We're going to start a new segment called the Mailbag, or the Bag of Mails.
Well, it's not really a segment.
Ball bag.
Yeah, it's spelled Malebag.
We're not a segment podcast, though. Like, if someone sends us an email and asks for advice in their life, we'll try to give it to them.
Yeah. Send us your questions, concerns.
And we will say your full name on the podcast.
By the way,
your address. Send your address. We'll say it.
Yeah. Social security number. All your bugaboos. Tell us the things that scare you the most. So that we can send people to your house to just really flood you with that fear so that you get over it.
We really started this podcast just to dox people.
I
think
that's right.
Yeah,
it's a doxcast.
Yeah, so send us those emails, and if you do not want us to say your name, you can just sign it anonymous, and we won't say your name. Otherwise, I will say your name, most likely, because
I'll look up your IP address and say your name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to do it. We're going to go through your browsing history.
I'll find your LinkedIn. I don't give a shit.
God damn. I'll get a recruiter on your ass.
I got the LinkedIn Premium right now.
You'll have so many life insurance agents calling you won't know what to do.
Yeah.
By the way, I keep getting those phone calls, and it drives me nuts because I get all
because
excited.
You want to kill yourself so much?
See, don't try to incept me.
You're wearing a T-shirt that says, "My name is Kevin, and I want to kill myself."
Wait, I am? Hello, my name is Kevin. I want to kill myself. You really didn't have to put that last part on there, Kevin. They just want your name. Well, what I do want to kill myself. They'll call me and they'll be like, "Hey, we found your resume on Indeed.com. We're very excited for the opportunity. Looks like you'd be a perfect fit, and we got all this stuff, and it's great. And tell me a little about yourself." And then I get into it, and then they're like, "Well, if you want to come work for a piece of shit insurance company, we'd love to have you. We're out of Wyoming." And great opportunities. I'm like, what are the leads like? Is there any base pay at all? Like, oh no. You actually pay us. And I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, and then I have a sound effect of a shotgun going off, and then it just goes to the hang up phone sound. I'll go, "I'll take it." And then I'm dead.
That sounds like an episode of Monk is like while a guy was recording the voicemail for his phone, he got shot and killed. And like Monk has to keep re-listening to the voicemail over and over to try to solve a clue.
Because Monk was autistic, right?
Yeah, so like he hears a beep in the background and he recognizes the exact like make and model and year of the microwave or something in the guy's apartment, and he can narrow it down.
He hears the episode of Pokemon from the 90s playing on the TV. It's like, oh, that was actually the Charizard. It only aired on Tuesday. Thanks, autistic Monk.
in the select regional network in the Tribeca area.
I can hear a train in the background. That was a Raleigh 57, which is only native to Baltimore. Monk's just running. He's pissed his pants everywhere.
They should bring back Monk and make him black. Come on, that would rock.
Thelonious Monk.
Whoa. We did have a request from a listener to turn up the autism, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What was
okay, so Black Monk, what is this thing? He just doesn't eat pussy?
Right, and he actually commits all the crimes. I'm sorry.
God damn it,
I'm sorry. You threw it out.
No, I was trying to go with the OCD thing. Like he just like
Oh, so he's always like ironing his Jinkos or something.
He wears Dragon Ball Z t-shirts because it's black autism.
Right, of course. Yeah. And we're not going to say anything more things about black people.
No. Wow, good luck. Good luck with that. No, the detective that does all the murders and then solves them, and they're like, how do you do it? It's like, I killed him.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock.
Well, that's basically what. God damn it. That's what you guys explained to me. This is what like insurance people do, right? Like they'll go throw a rock through a fucking window of a building, so they'll call them the next day and be like, "Hey, we need a fire alarm."
I don't know if people actually do that, but you could.
I mean, they definitely hire people to like fuck with certain people's stuff so they can go in and sell them a bill of goods.
Maybe.
I'm sure that's
wrong?
happened.
Possibly, yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
what the mob essentially is. It's a guy going, what if something bad happens? Who knows? You know, maybe something bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
and
you
they
pay 'em
knock
for
over a stand of newspapers and like, oh, whoopsie.
Oh, wow.
Whoopsie.
Looks like you got 4 newspapers on the ground now. It'd be a shame if somebody put all this sugar on the coffee table.
What if somebody comes in and maybe your beautiful wife's here? Maybe they grab her ass or something. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe somebody comes in, they leave the window open. Oop, all of a sudden your heating bill goes up. You're lost, jackass.
It's the weakest
Yeah, the
mob
weakest.
member.
The pussy mob member.
Maybe
He just
somebody
doesn't know how to
comes in.
threaten people.
Right.
Maybe somebody comes in and steals the HBO Go password. Who knows? I don't want to speculate.
Yeah,
here,
maybe
but
I send a couple guys down there. They drink milk right out of the can, right out of your fucking fridge. How about that?
What if somebody comes in and suggests a different group of friends, and on your Facebook, and now you got all these friends. You don't even know what the qualifications are of your friends.
What if a couple guys come down there, they gaslight you on your own podcast, huh?
What are you going to do then? You got maybe need a little protection. I don't know. Maybe you could pay for a little
That's
protection.
a nice little tube of cherry chapstick you got there. It'd be a shame if anything would have happened to it.
Uh-oh. He starts putting his on his lips. Oh, man. Oops. Sorry about that.
Oh, wait, don't you have insurance on that fucking chapstick? Oh, no. Looks like you have fucking 85 cents.
He grabs a bag of chips and just starts crunching it. Like, oh, no. Oh, my God. These were the 99-cent ones.
Oh, looks like I'm petting your dog in the wrong direction. Jesus Christ.
Oopsie.
Yeah, the Pussy Sopranos.
Yeah. They don't do it, so a guy comes in without wiping his feet on the welcome mat.
Tone, we heard that Christopher is not wiping his feet on the mat when he comes into the Bada Bing. Oh! Jesus fucking Christ, Christopher.
Don't make me do this, Christopher. Don't make me fucking kill you.
He's going to kill himself.
Well, look, the Bada Bing looks good with white carpet.
Christopher, the salad fork is the most outside fork. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking Christ, Christopher. We got a dessert spoon on the front. It means we're going to have some gelato at the end. You don't fucking notice? Don't make me fucking kill you, Christopher.
Fucking goddamn it, AJ. You wipe from front to back. Not fucking back to front.
Jesus Christ, we caught AJ wiping side to side. He's not even doing back to front. He's doing side to side.
Tone, I hate to tell you this, but Marlena's been sitting down to go piss on the toilet.
Wait, the female Marlena?
Yeah, I fucked it up.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Women are supposed to stand since the...
Yeah. Every women's toilet has a little stirrups, like at a gynecologist's office, and they just piss all over the toilet seat.
We should, you know how the fake hashtag free the nipple got people to actually do that? We should do like a hashtag stand to pee.
Right.
Like
hashtag free the penis, and it's just me posting my dick on Instagram.
That's great.
I'm tagging everyone's kids in it. I'm like, what? It's woke.
Don't hold me down. No, I do like the idea of a woman thinking it's empowering to stand to piss, and there's just piss all over a bunch of toilets.
That's good shit. I like
It's like
that.
doing a fucking handstand.
Yeah.
And just pissing all down her
like
ass
a
and her
fountain.
tits.
Yeah. I heard tale of a kid at our middle school who would they called it Tetrising, and he would climb to the top of the toilet stall, like wrap his legs on either side of the toilet stall and piss and shit from 8 feet above the toilet. And it would just like explode when it hit the water. Most of the times he'd miss.
Didn't I
and it
literally
hit the
just
ground.
tell that story last week?
Did you really?
That's what I used to do.
Really?
Yes.
Did I steal it from you?
I don't know, but that's what I used to do. I specifically the church gym was having construction.
You're such a gross piece of shit.
Hey, dude, this was how I rebelled. You know what I mean? This is how I rebelled and still kept in the good graces of our Lord. It's like there's nothing in the Bible about shitting from high distances, but my friends love it and my parents don't. So it's like I'm still a child of God. But I'm hilarious because I shit from high places.
Would you diarrhea from high places?
You know, I had really consistent, solid shits as a boy.
You never had diarrhea that often?
Not really, not that often. No, it was pretty solid.
But now
logs.
you have a lot of diarrhea.
No, I don't have too much diarrhea.
That's not what your wife's been saying.
Yeah.
I do. Since I've been taking the magnesium pills, though, I'll tell you what.
Why does the magnesium stop diarrhea?
It's not stopping the diarrhea. It just makes everything.
It stops Kevin from having gay sex, so his asshole isn't all loose.
Yeah. That's what it does mostly.
Scientists actually discovered that magnesium stops you from acting on your closeted gay urges.
Yep.
So Kevin didn't really have diarrhea. He just had a massive asshole that would just spray.
Yeah.
Like when a
Magnesium
sprinkler
just blocks gay thoughts.
Right. Kevin's asshole used to look like a sprinkler system opening, and that's how the shit would come out.
Yeah, it was like a fountain at the Bellagio.
Yeah, they're like, technically it's not diarrhea. It's shit mixed with a lot of cum. There's actually nothing wrong with your feces.
Have you? This is a weird question for Dr. Ass. Has anybody been pissing into your asshole?
Yeah.
I have a lot of white diarrhea.
Mr.
Doc.
Ticket, we recommend you either stop having so much gay sex or start putting this sawdust up your ass every time you shit. We have this mix that janitors use to clean up throw up.
Yeah, no, the magnesium, it's good. It gets everything moving.
Yeah, you know what
Good
you
for you,
like?
man.
You like magnesium, but it's spelled with an F instead. That's what you fucking like, dude.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
With an F. Where's the F go?
Magnesium.
Magnesium?
Yeah. This motherfucking nerd like magnesium.
Yep. Yeah, I bet you'd what was this, like 96, you climb on top of the stall, you take a big shit,
No,
and then you get down, use the pink granulated soap, that bullshit soap,
No.
that sandy soap, that
You like that
horse shit
sandy
soap.
soap.
The pink non-granulated. It is the pink soap though. It smells good.
So would you climb down from the stall and then wipe?
Okay, so
Or would you
Would you
wipe
bring
from
the
up
toilet
top?
paper up like you were doing a climbing expedition?
the exact story that I'm thinking of is that the scaffolding for the stalls was installed, and so it was like just a bunch of big squares of the building material around it. And so I climbed up there, took off all my clothes, and then I started screaming, and all my friends came in, and my pastor came in, and then I shit into the toilet from that height, which is pretty impressive.
What if you were addicted to that? Like you kept having to shit from higher.
I
and
might have
higher?
been. I might have been addicted because
Like-
I shit off a lot of things. I really did.
What was the tallest thing you shit off of?
I shit off of a waterfall. I shit off of two.
Jesus.
There was these two logs going over a big ravine into a.
You get really into rock
Swimming
climbing
area.
just so you can shit from higher distances.
Yeah. No, I did shit. I think I shit off like a 12-story building once. Because
That is gross. I don't like that.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gross.
Quick aside here.
Yes, you are.
The people climbing Everest, where do they shit and piss?
In their mouths.
On the Everest.
Interesting.
No, it actually is a problem. I was reading about
It's
this.
a real issue.
I'm really not kidding. I was reading about this like last week.
Bomb bag.
Because of global warming. No, they shit along the trail, but it was no problem because Everest is really cold, so it'd just be frozen shit everywhere. But now because of global warming, the shit is starting to melt and literally slide down the mountain. So people are like trying to climb Everest and they're like a Three Stooges sketch, just slipping and sliding on like centuries old shit that is sliding down.
What they usually do is they will shit into a bag, often like a dog, and then they will tie the bag off and throw it off the side of the mountain, so it's at the bottom.
That's so wasteful.
That's a real thing, and then they're supposed to collect it when.
By
they
the
get
way,
done.
those bags are not compostable. It'll say compostable bags on it.
Compostable.
Or
compostable?
compostable. Yeah.
So if you look at the box for those doggy bags that are like earth friendly, actually the box is what's compostable, and then the bags you can like take to a specific place for them to make them compost, but it takes a large number. So you can't just throw those out. In the landfill.
What I do is if I'm climbing Everest, I actually bring a drone with me, and every time I shit, I tie it to the drone, and then I send that drone right to Afghanistan just to drop it on
There we
ISIS.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I do is that when I'm at the top, I shit, but with such force that it actually goes into the closest toilet. I
What
launched
if you
the shit out of my ass
at the top of Everest and it just starts rolling down into a bigger snowball that like kills like 80 Tibetans?
It destroys a cabin at the bottom.
Like a big cartoon. You're stuck on the snowball just going over.
There's more hikers getting gathered into the shit ball.
It's only picking up shit on the way down.
Yeah.
Do you think shit is like the size of your dick? Like, do you think if you have a tiny dick?
I mean,
do you think if you have a really tiny dick, you take tiny ass shit?
Is that why goats have such tiny dicks? Because their shit is so small?
Probably. I mean, if you think about it, gerbils and hamsters have tiny little shits, and they have little baby dicks. So, and then elephants have massive fucking shits. So it kind of all checks out the more that I think about it.
Well,
And horses have the biggest shits of them all.
This is your TED Talk. You're in front of Al Gore.
I'm facing the wrong way.
Your ass is out.
I think the PowerPoint is the audience.
Your ass is out, but just your ass. The rest of your jeans is up.
The end is you just getting a ruler out and pulling your own dick out and then taking a shit on the stage and with the ruler.
So I'm holding my shit turd up to my dick.
Right.
Yeah.
You place your shit directly on top of your hard dick, and it lines up perfectly like a little ice cream sandwich.
But it's diarrhea, so you have to like try to mold it into the shape of your dick. And you're like, well, okay, this may not look like the size of my dick, but with a few moments modeling this shit, you'll notice.
So I beat off my dick real quick, get it hard, and then I take a shit while I'm jacking off, and then I put the turd right up next to my dick, and I like put a rubber band around it, and then I just like press my like fucking hips forward, and I just strut the stage and just prove to everyone I took a shit that's as big as my dick.
Look at it. It's for science. What are you, not a scientist?
I just wave it around.
Yeah, I think we got all the angles on this one.
But yeah, that would be my TED Talk.
That's good. It's good.
It all checks out, and you can't disprove.
Your TED Talk would just be
wrong.
showing people different Pepe memes. That would be it. You're like, here's Baby Grinch Pepe. Next slide.
All right.
Here's Hitler Pepe. Next slide.
Am I dressed like Steve Jobs?
Yeah, you're dressed like Steve Jobs, except you have no pants on. Your dick is hanging out. And throughout the talk, it keeps getting smaller and smaller. At the beginning of your talk, it's normal size, and by the end, it's like inside of your body, and your balls keep getting longer throughout the talk, almost like when you go in the haunted house at Disneyland, and the walls shrink, the ceiling gets lower. Yeah.
I actually don't know what you're talking about,
You
but I
open
can
up-
imagine it.
You open up your TED Talk, you're like, for the next hour, I'm going to explain how Osama bin Laden was good. Like, first slide is me taking a shit.
Now, stay with me.
This will all make sense in the end, guys. This will all make sense. Now, before I get into my middle section, I have to take off my pants. These are my balls.
Next slide. It's Osama bin Laden with a train conductor hat on, making model trains in a cave.
Was he a train guy?
I like to think he was.
Yeah, that'd be pretty great. Yeah.
Because, so bin Laden, from what I understand, he was in the CIA, right? And he's
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, am I wrong here? I think I'm actually right. I think he was, I think he's a, what's it called? A dissident.
007?
He's double
Osama 7. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
This is a cup full of dirt, shaken, not stirred. Many Penny.
Yeah, Moneypenny is just a Jewish woman.
Many Penny's like, oh, here we go. This gay porn actually looks like straight porn,
Right.
but upon second
Yeah.
Yeah.
glance,
Octopussy is just a goat.
Yeah. Her name isn't
it throws him off completely. Octopussy, I didn't think I would fuck this beautiful little goat. I have something to do, but you the Shrek.
and he
guy.
sounds like Sean Connery.
Yeah, like just the idea of James Bond like sitting down at Casino Royale and just
There's
like
a goat.
But it's Osama bin Laden.
It's Osama bin
Yeah,
Laden,
yeah,
of course. of course. And then you just see him like do a double take, and it's just like a goat in like a red like singlet dress.
Yeah. It's like, please, I can't get distracted from my mission. And then the goat's like, bah! It's like, you don't say. You're quite the dirty goat.
Would Pussy Galore's name just be the Afterlife?
Yes.
He refers to her as the Afterlife.
Was there a character named Pussy Galore?
I think so.
Are you thinking of Austin Powers?
Isn't there one? There's someone named Pussy, or like
You're thinking of The Sopranos again.
maybe it's Pussy Frenzy, or like Pussy Bash.
Right. Gay. Meet my assistant, Gay Pussy.
Well, wasn't Osama bin Laden looking at gay porn and stuff in the bunker?
That sounds too good to be true, though. They probably made that up.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think it. That's how I'll have Ben's logic. I like to think that he was.
I thought Pussy Galore was one of them. Hold on.
Yeah,
I
dude,
gotta
James
confirm
Bond
this.
villains.
Why don't you just type in James Bond Pussy
Yeah.
Galore?
Oh, I'm totally right.
All right.
Fuck you guys.
My apologies, man. Congratulations, dude.
Okay, so now I want to play a really quick game
Okay.
where we go through the James Bond titles
And just make them gay.
or something like that.
That's
yeah.
the whole thing.
Okay, first one up, Dr. No.
Dr. Ho.
Okay, From Russia with Love.
From my asshole with love.
From Russia with Glove.
Okay, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger up my ass. Thunderball is Thunderballs. You only live twice is you only suck my wife.
You only come twice.
Yeah. Diamonds are forever. Diamonds are forever. and
HIV is forever.
By Men Are Forever.
It's terrible.
Live and Let Die. That's sucking off guys.
Yeah.
Live and fuck guys.
The man with the golden gun is the man with the golden cum.
The Spy Who Loved Me is the guy who loved me. Moonraker.
Moon
That's just
raper.
Moonraker. Moonraper.
Okay, For Your Eyes Only is For Your Guys Only.
No, it's the same movie, but it's about snuff films.
What's Octopussy, Ben?
This one's a tough nut to crack.
Octotaint?
Octocock.
Octo Boy Pussy?
Okay.
It's about a man with 8 cocks.
This is the worst thing we've ever done.
Never Say Never Again.
Never gay, never again.
It's James Bond goes to Pray the Gay Away camp.
Right. All right, what do we got?
It's the same title, but it's about him praying the gay away, and he's like, "I'll never be gay again." And they're like, "Never say never again."
A View to Kill. In parentheses, the view is a woman's pussy
Okay.
or a man's ass, maybe,
Let's just move
depending on the
on.
definition of kill.
I mean, we're really picking
We
up
might
the
have
fruit
struck up.
that has landed on the floor, and it has been rotting for years.
The living daylights is the living gay lights, of course.
Yeah, License to Kill, License to Fuck a Dude,
What about Goldeneye?
Golden One-Eyed Monster,
Golden guy, of course.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Buys. I mean, who? I mean, why not?
The world is not enough.
To fuck.
Okay, we're at the end here.
Die another day. Buy another day.
Casino Royale.
Casino blow gals.
No, because it has to be a guy. Because that's straight. Casino.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Suck.
I'm sorry I fucked that up for you.
Yeah,
Suck.
Jesus.
Suckwino. Blow.
I like the
Damn it.
the
Yep,
cover
you
art.
nailed it.
The cover art for Skyfall is just a man's asshole.
It's Guy Ball.
Quantum of Solace is Quantum of Saul's ass.
No, Quantum of
Quantum of
swole
Celibate?
swole ass.
Okay. Spectre,
Rector.
and then
Damn near
No,
killed her.
Spectre is just sphincter.
Okay, it's Sphincter,
Okay.
and then No Time to Die. It's blow guys to buy.
Wow.
Wow, how about
Great
it?
job.
That's the worst thing we've ever done.
I feel better now.
That's like your OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of touching the doorknob 39 times, I have to like go through all the James Bond DVDs I have and just name them something autistic.
Just
You
laughing
bought
to yourself.
every James Bond DVD just to call them gay, not even to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man,
That's
that was
right.
brutal.
I like the idea of you accusing somebody of stealing your material, and he's like, I didn't. I just decided to say everything was gay. Everything is gay. And you're like, yeah, that's my fucking essence. You stole my goddamn essence.
My
Yeah,
fucking
you're-
act.
You're Dane Cook now.
Yeah. Dane,
Jesus
Dane
Christ.
crooked dick.
No, please no more.
Dane cook my ass.
Dane Cook. Whatever happened to Dane Cook?
I fucked him.
What do you mean? He's still alive.
I fucked him.
Wait, do we all fuck Dane Cook?
I never fucked him. He tried.
He tried to fuck you?
He tried to fuck me.
Where was this?
He was in a goat costume.
And Kevin's ass was too loose for him to fuck.
I was crawling around in the middle of the night at a goat farm.
Yeah, Kevin's
idea-
had so much gay sex that people have to titty fuck his ass. Like they have to hold his ass together.
Yeah.
In order to make it small enough to fuck.
The idea of Kevin like trying to seduce someone in the Middle East and literally just dressing up in a goat costume with like a pink bow on and just walking through like the way Bugs Bunny wears a dress. Kevin's just so racist. He's just
Yeah, that's how SEAL Team 6 got Osama. So
they just dressed up like
You
goats.
dressed up like a goat.
Shut that fucking
goat up.
His name is actually Usama, by the way.
By the way, I do want to clear the air on
You
this.
say Osama.
I believe Osama bin Laden is ex-CIA.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I swear to God, that's like a known thing.
Are we just going to be looking up stuff on the internet
please don't
now,
let
Ben?
us just read Google.
Yeah. Ben, I'm sure you could put literally anything in there.
Then we can't read an entire Google article.
Put Don Rickles actually CIA.
I'm pretty sure Osama bin Laden was like a disgruntled CIA employee.
Oh, sounds
and
like
he
it.
stopped working with the CIA. Well, we have people in other countries that work for the American government that aren't American.
I mean, the U.S. government was, of course, the people in the 80s. They like actually gave weapons to the Taliban back then. Ronald Reagan met with the Taliban in the 80s. So if by that you mean, yeah, he was ex-CIA.
Yeah, don't they have pictures with bin Laden?
Fucking no. There's a picture of like Donald Rumsfeld shaking hands with Saddam Hussein,
Yes.
and then there is a picture of Ronald Reagan meeting with Taliban leaders. Although that could be photoshopped, and I just saw it on my liberal grandma's Facebook page. I don't know.
Yeah. Where Ronald Reagan is just Ronald McDonald Reagan.
Yeah, man.
Because he's a fucking clown.
Yeah, he's a fucking ass clown, dude. I'm gonna take down Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Jace loves owning dead presidents
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm like an open letter to Grover Cleveland.
What are you, Hannah Gatsby now?
Right. I'm actually, you know who's my hero is Taft, because he was the first fat acceptance president.
Oh, wow.
Dude, Jace, you know something I was thinking of yesterday?
Just because I'm fat doesn't mean I can't run the country.
Dude, what if you angled your whole life to become president? Just so when you get in office, you gain an insane amount of weight, like at a crazy acceleration.
Like at an unhealthy level.
Yeah. And you get so fat somehow, like legally they impeach you. Like you're so fat. I'm saying you're so fat, you become a threat to national security
Right.
somehow. Like you can't fit in the White House anymore.
Right, you
Yeah.
can't walk anymore, so they're doing like FDR shit for you. Like they're pretending
Yeah.
you're standing at a podium, but you're just like you're like hoisted up on cranes and shit that they've green screened
It's
out.
holograms from a video feed from your bed,
Right.
and you keep fucking it up because you keep putting cheese sandwiches to your mouth. You're just eating grilled cheese in your bed.
You just take one bite of a chicken McNugget and you fall through the floor of the Oval Office and just land on a cage that children are probably kept in that JF Kennedy
Hey,
kept.
do you think it would be cool if I ate this footlong sub at the State of the Union?
You just fall off the balcony. You just fall right
Yeah.
through the balcony.
He's the entire Oval Office. It's perfectly shaped.
But here's the thing, like everyone loves your policies,
Right.
And like you're declared like one of the greatest presidents, if not the greatest president to
Yeah.
ever live. But they're like, I'm sorry, man. They're like, you just like you smell bad,
Right. You get really fat, and then you grow that mustache that grows into the sideburns. But it
That
just
only
looks,
fat guys can grow.
but it just looks tiny on your head. Your head looks like Saturn because it's so fucking big. That would be funny to just goof up. Like you become president, and the next day you get all your teeth removed just for no reason.
Just the two front teeth.
Yeah, and you just walk out there, hey guys, how's it going? You need a president. Anyway, we're gonna bomb the Middle East.
I would like to see a president who was dipping and just had a spit cup on the podium, and it just spitting into the dip
Yeah,
cup.
I mean that was basically LBJ. He's like dipping, pulling his dick out.
he dipped a lot.
I'm sure he's from like Texas. He also pulled his giant dick out all the time. I told you guys about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LBJ pulled his giant dick out all the time.
Yeah, he called his dick Jumbo. That's not a bit. He called his dick Jumbo, and he would use it as a tactic to try and win arguments like in the Senate.
Yeah.
He would, I told you, he would always, like, if somebody wanted to discuss a policy like they were fighting against, he was trying to pass, he would call him into the Oval Office, and they'd be like, where are you? And he'd be like, I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the shitter. Come on over. And then he just talked to him while he was on the shitter, and his huge dick is hanging over the front of the toilet. And then there's, like, a famous story where one, like, young reporter asked him, why are we still in Vietnam? He just pulled his dick out, and he's like, because Jumbo wants us in Vietnam. Just pulled his huge cock out.
I really want to read that article.
I'll send it to you. That's like very well documented.
Would he talk through the dick like when a guy tries to fool someone in a TV show and he pulls his hand out and just moves the thumb up and down?
Yeah, he had two little cartoon what are those things? Those little googly eyes. He had two little googly eyes he glued to the tip of his dick. I say we go to war. I say we suck L.B. Johnson's dick.
And that's where Jeff Dunham got his act from.
That's
Was
exactly
from Lyndon
right.
B. Johnson.
Yeah. Pepper on a stick was originally penis on a stick.
Penis, that's my dick.
That's
Very good, Kevin. Alley-oop. Off the backboard, dinner served. Kevin Tinkin. Bonus points.
Freestyle combo.
Nailed it.
Do you think
Rat-at-that-that-oo.
Do you think there's ever been a gay president, like closeted gay?
Yes.
I'm sure there
I
has
believe HW. I'm now reading Family of Secrets by Russ Baker because Tim has asked me to read it for so long.
Right.
But from what I understand, I believe HW has messed around with some boys. Not.
I don't remember that in Family
like-
of Secrets.
Like 18. I don't think it's in Family of Secrets, but from what I understand, I think it's in.
You were just quoting.
You're just quoting
Well, no,
it.
it's on my mind because I'm thinking about HW, but I believe HW is linked to the Franklin scandal, which is a massive cover-up about a sex trafficking ring in the Midwest.
boy named Franklin that they all had sex with. Yeah, it was Franklin from the TV show, that little cartoon turtle. They all fucked that cartoon turtle, dog. That's me as deep throat. I'm like, follow the papers. They fucked Franklin. I'm throwing a manila envelope down in a parking garage
It's just full of pictures of the cartoon Franklin.
that I clearly drew getting fucked.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Yeah, you downloaded it off DeviantArt and you thought it was real photos of Franklin getting fucked by people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have classified documents. I hate to reveal this, but it appears that Sonic is pregnant with Mario's baby. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, this is a family program. This is a family program, but it appears that Sonic is now pregnant, and you can see Mario standing behind him holding his belly.
Oh,
From
that's
a
so
reliable
funny.
source.
Listen, I don't want this to be true. It's just what the truth is.
I speak the truth.
It's so funny.
They're trying to make the Sonics gay. They're putting chemicals in the water that makes the Sonics gay.
So they get pregnant with Shrek's baby.
By the way, it was like
They're demonic.
2:33 in the morning, and Ben was like, we have to buy Shrek 4 on Amazon.
Oh, that's what we did after the podcast.
And then
Yeah.
and then we put it on, and you went to bed like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
It really sucked.
It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. Not like the original 3 Shreks plus the animated 3D featurette.
Yeah,
So-
that's why you like Shrek, because it was so good.
Well,
Shrek 1
Shrek 1 is really good.
Shrek 1 kicks ass, bitch.
Fight me, asshole.
Fuck you,
but
dude.
that's not why you like it.
Those are fighting words, bitch.
I love Shrek as a kid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was my hero.
No, here's the thing about Shrek 4 that really fucking grinded my gears.
Yeah.
Is
Go off, King.
They do that bullshit trope thing where they just play off of another movie premise, whether it's, like Back to the Future, or so it's like a time travel movie, or
Wait, do you think every time travel movie is a ripoff of Back to the Future?
no, not Back to the Future. I'm trying to think of the tropes.
This
oh no,
fucking
I'm sorry.
fake-
Yeah, do you
Just
see
scam art- yeah.
H.G. Wells ripped off the fucking Back to the Future movie?
You know what movie did this the worst? And I'm specifically talking about Shrek 4. They did the
It's a
Christmas
Wonderful
Carol,
Life.
or a Wonderful
It's a
Life.
Wonderful
Yeah,
Life,
Thank you
yeah.
very much. So they did the It's a Wonderful Life ripoff. Have you guys seen Joe Dirt 2? Because they are guilty of 5 of the sins.
Have I seen Joe Dirt 2? Check out this tattoo.
You have a crackle.com tattoo?
That was my favorite bit back when I was a drunk. Somebody would go like, have you ever watched the Sonic movie? I'm like, have I watched it? And then I would just go like I was pulling a tattoo up, but it'd be nothing. But you got to laugh for a second.
Yeah, they don't know it was actually your tramp stamp. You trowed him your arm.
Joe Dirt 2 rips off Wizard of Oz. So it's a time travel movie where his trailer gets like swept up into a tornado.
Okay, that's very funny.
Yeah, it's actually really good now that I think about it. And it becomes a mobster movie at some point when Christopher Walken comes in. It switches genres like 5 times. I've always wanted to ask Fred Wolf because that guy is so funny. Like, what the fuck happened?
Who's Fred Wolf?
He's that guy who wrote Joe Dirt 1, and he also wrote, he helped write, he wrote Dirty Work, too.
Oh, okay.
Which are 2 fucking hilarious movies. So I don't know what happened with Joe Dirt 2, and I looked into it. They got the money before they made it.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that is the problem. Like, if someone already has the money and they just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's going to this website where no one's going to watch it.
That's an old showbiz adage is always write Joe Dirt 2 before you get the money.
That's right.
Samuel Goldwyn told me that.
Yeah. You got to have the motivation to write a good movie.
Kid, if there's one thing I learned in this town, it's you always write Joe Dirt 2 first.
Same thing with Look Who's Talking, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Look Who's Talking. Is that a movie about women?
Yeah, yes.
It's feminist cringe videos, the movie.
Yeah.
It's about babies.
So Jace thinks that babies are a metaphor for females.
Right, yeah.
When you watch the movie.
I want those babies back in the kitchen, where they
That's
should be.
With their shoes off.
Making mud pies,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Love a good mud pie.
Getting scared of a mouse and standing on a table.
Yeah.
That's my kind of woman.
Mm-hmm.
I like a woman that needs me to shoo a mouse out of the room.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I feel fulfilled the most.
You could have stopped for me after I like a woman.
Yeah. Well, I always thought
You lost me.
I thought the phrase BBW is kind of redundant. You know what I mean? Like big and beautiful. It's like you might as well just say big.
What about FBW and it's fat bastard women?
Yeah, no dads.
It's women who just look like fat bastard.
Wait, it's FBWs?
Yeah, FBW.
I want to swipe right. I want to fuck anonymous people. I don't want to know your backstory.
Why can't I fuck on Craigslist no more?
If you're under 5'3", fucking swipe left.
Just because I'm 300 pounds doesn't mean I'm not beautiful. I just send one of my rolls down the runway.
Right. That is funny. Anytime you see, like, if you're on dating apps,
Get in my DMs.
that's
Sorry,
terrible.
I can't do the voice.
That's
but
terrible. No,
it
the
would be
joke
get in my
was
DMs.
terrible.
No, that's good. Come on.
Nah, not really.
Fat bastard women.
Instead of
Get
getting
in my pussy.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's
there
better.
you go. Yeah.
Somebody find my pussy. I know it's around here somewhere. I know it's in the general area between my legs. But that area is so big.
I had a baby in the toilet.
I went to get a pap smear and the doctor just rubbed a cotton ball inside of my belly button. He's a fucking dumb doctor.
What is it? Instead of I didn't have corn, what would it be?
What?
The famous line delivered by Fat Bastard from the movie Austin Powers, I didn't have corn, when he looks down at his shit in the toilet
I didn't
bowl.
shoot porn.
Oh, that's good.
You got to think
He's
of
an
the jokes.
e-girl.
You can't just shout
Yeah, but
out
I can't do the Scottish voice, so I'm trying to get Kevin to do it.
It's good just because it rhymes?
Yeah, but like...
Oh, I just want to make sure I'm following the same logic.
Let me follow
I
the
want to
bit.
be cool.
Are we doing Fat Bastard, but he's an e-girl?
No,
it's just
a woman.
Yeah, it's just a fat woman who's like body positive. But it's fat bastard.
So-
You brought it up.
But Fat Bastard is already body positive. This is why I don't get the bit. Because
Yeah, but
he's
it's
like,
just-
I'm dead sexy. Like, that's his whole thing.
yeah, but it's just a woman in the body positivity. It's Roxanne Gay. How about
Yeah.
that? Will that appease you, you Roxanne Gay hater?
Yeah. I've never had to do so much exposition on something you brought up, by the way.
Okay, new bit.
Usually it's
New
just
bit.
like, what if your nipples were dicks instead of nipples?
I just made the bit better.
You're like, wait a second. Now, are you saying that anatomically they just look like dicks, or would you have the whole reproductive area? Where would the testicles be?
Then what's your new bet?
Fag Bastard.
All right.
I had sex. I had sex with a baby.
One fucking time, dude.
God damn it.
Just because he's gay? Yeah. See?
Yeah.
You're fucking Beavis and Butthead.
You truly are retarded, dude. What the fuck?
You're the dumbest person I've ever met. God damn.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, what? No, seriously though. What if your nipples were dicks? That's not good enough for you.
Then a baby would suck on them. So to provide nourishment for my baby, I'd have to be a pedophile.
Yeah.
So then pedophilia would be legal.
What a wonderful world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the original script for What a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's like, well, George, you couldn't. All these children wouldn't be fucked.
Oh, my dicks aren't here. My dicks are here and here. My dick is in here. You know, come on.
It's in your ass and in your wife's pussy.
My dick's everywhere. See?
Merry Christmas, Jared Fogle. Merry Christmas, Kevin Spacey. Merry Christmas, Harvey Weinstein.
Merry Christmas, Joe Paterno.
Merry Christmas, Sandusky.
Oh, man.
Just running through the tab.
Merry Christmas, Jerry Seinfeld in 1995. You seen that 17-year-old Jerry Seinfeld dated, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she got some big titties.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Facts.
Nope.
No.
Facts don't care about your feelings,
Nope.
Ben.
No one finds Shoshana whatever attractive.
You know her full name.
Her name is Shoshana. I do know that.
Seinfeld. Why are you giving me the Harvey or Bardem gas station look right now? Which it is.
Don't put it in your pocket. It's a picture. It's just child pornography that he hands to him. Don't put it in your pocket.
That's your lucky child pornography.
Lost with all the other child porn.
Yeah. Don't put it in your pocket. That's your lucky drawing of pregnant Sonic. You put it with all the other drawings, it'll just become another drawing of pregnant Sonic. Which it is. Goddamn.
I really. This is why I.
Okay,
do feel
Kevin.
that
I'll
there's
make
a
this bit
psyop.
for you. I'll make this bit for you, Kevin. It's
Good luck.
It's okay. It's Javier Bardem in the gas station, and the guy behind the counter is trying to guess what gender Javier is, and he says, "Call it."
This is an old bit we did, specifically making fun of somebody that we know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, who were we making fun of?
I can't fucking say it on the podcast. Jesus Christ.
Call it agenda.
And he's like, well, I don't know, mister. You got an awful lot of stubble, but you got some big shitty tits.
Well, it's hard to say, mister. There's only two sides of that coin, and that just ain't enough.
Now, what gender y'all from? Who said I was from any gender?
Well, I couldn't say, sir. There's as many genders as there are stars in the sky.
What's the most you've ever lost in a doxing?
What's the most you ever lost on a sex change?
Yeah, and it's Harvey Bardem. He actually uses the cattle gun to shoot his own dick off. That's how he becomes trans.
And when he's going into the pharmacy, he's getting a gender reassignment surgery kit, and then he's walking back out, and his car blows up.
Yep, that's right.
Remember how I told you I was making a conscious effort to not fight Ben? This is why I need to stop that. Because every episode's just going to be the same now.
Yeah, we're getting like way too autistic now.
Yep.
You told me to turn up the autism at the beginning of the episode.
I did, and I regret it. I look back on my life with many regrets, and this is the number one regret.
What would you say your biggest regret is? Besides starting this podcast.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I don't know. I mean, this is no longer my podcast anymore. This is the people's podcast now. This
That's
is
right.
4chan owns this podcast. This
4chan LLC.
4chan LLC.
Yeah. Our CEO is a little 14-year-old in Joker makeup, smoking a big cigar, wearing a pinstripe suit.
You guys did a great job last week. Not enough stuff was gay, though. I really
Right now, we're at about 75% of the podcast being gay. And the other 25% is what if black guys did things?
Yeah.
What if black guys did white things?
I do.
And that's the whole bit.
There is a thing. There is like a puzzle in my brain where I'm trying to figure out what makes Ben laugh a lot of the time. To where like fag bastard somehow just destroyed your brain.
Jason's laughing
And
too.
then, but like other things won't. And that's why I'm like, this is a fucking psyop. You're trying to gaslight me over here. Because I'm saying the most retarded shit I can think of. And Ben's just like, interesting.
It has to be
You know who else was in
divinely
the
inspired.
CIA? You know a lady from Lady and the Tramp? Actually CIA.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. You know what I would say, though?
Yeah, what would you say, man?
Fuck you, Kevin.
Fair enough. I'm going to go get some more water.
Got your bitch ass. You're getting water? Yep. Can you get me water, too?
Yep.
And then when you come back down, we'll stop doing the podcast.
Well, here we are.
Well, it's just me and Jace now. So looking to do a hard reset here on the episode. Just great. We're just gonna hit that fucking hard reset button, like on the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo. Ours appears to be jammed.
Oh, there's Gracie to rip all the cords out.
Gracie, out of the room, out. Hold on.
All right, and now it's just me alone at a podcast table while we podcast. I'm just sitting here. I'm very tired because I have a new sales job, and I've been working 7 to 5, and I'm too exhausted to do anything but make bits gay that Ben brings up on the podcast. And I'm debating whether or not we're even going to release this episode.
That's right. Someone told me that they are singing Kokomo by the Beach Boys in the voice I do where I say, "That's right."
Bermuda, Bahama. It makes it so much creepier.
On the Florida Keys, there's a place called Kokomo.
That's like the Epstein version of what is the fuck? Even Kokomo.
Kokomo by the Beach Boys. Yeah, someone wanted me to cover songs in the That's Right voice.
God bless that person. Jesus Christ, what hell are they living in? They're just in a mountain they're in an igloo made out of cum tissues that they've just created.
Thank you, Kevin.
Jesus Christ. And there's Kevin back on the podcast. It was just me for about 15 seconds, so
So it was good.
No, we saved the episode.
yeah, we came up with the best bit while you were gone. That wasn't even autistic.
Yep.
It was deep and meaningful.
It was a
though.
What was
well-crafted,
it?
deep meaning bit. You missed it.
What was
I guess you were the only one preventing us from getting that.
it? That seems right.
What would you say, Kevin, is your biggest regret? I'll try to do mine first. I'm trying to think of my biggest regret.
Being born.
I mean,
That's too general.
It's hard to think about that type of stuff because some of my, it's like, you know, somebody that gets pregnant at 15 and they're like, gosh, this is really fucking hard. But then they look at their kid and they're like, I love my kid, you know? So
Yeah, I guess you're right.
one of my big,
Silver linings.
So your biggest regret was getting pregnant at 15.
yeah. I mean, so one of my biggest regrets would be not starting comedy at 18 and staying in Fresno for as long as I did.
Right.
But then I definitely wouldn't have my wife and my kids, and I wouldn't have, you know, I'd be in a different place. I wouldn't have you guys, you know, I wouldn't know you guys as well as I do. And,
Yeah, so
you
that's
know,
a plus.
which is,
Yeah, that's a fair trade-off for like filling. You could either be filling theaters and have multiple specials, or you could be friends with me and Jace.
yeah.
I would take being friends with me and Jace.
I mean, I might. I don't know. I actually do like you guys, and
You would
I
pick
love you
us
guys.
over that life?
It just depends. I don't know. I don't know where my life would be. I like you guys, even as much as you are assholes to me constantly.
What are you talking about?
Or more so, Ben, I should
Yeah,
say.
Jesus
Jace
Christ.
is perfect. Jace has never done anything wrong. I want to just reiterate
I'm
that.
just a tired angel.
yeah. You're just a tired.
Well, really, I'm
angel.
just a pussy. I just go along with whatever is happening. I am just water that's getting poured into any glass.
Yeah. Well, that's been one of the biggest developments for me is trying not to be that. And then I do this podcast, and it's just like at every turn, I'm kind of just like, I guess we're just gonna be this podcast the whole time.
I mean, here's the thing, we got autistic too much on this episode for sure, but there was a lot of really funny moments in that.
I'll tell you one of the regrets I don't have is this episode. I do not. I don't regret anything we've done on the podcast. It is. I do get uncomfortable, but it's like at the same time, it's like I do feel like it's part of my post-church therapy to be a bad boy. You know what I mean?
Post-church's chicken. Kevin used to work at Church's Chicken.
Yes, I did. It was a great time in my life.
Now he has to hang out with white people for therapy.
I will say
to get it out of his system.
Probably one of my biggest, most recent regrets was how I approached things when I first moved to Los Angeles, which is I kind of allowed the circumstances to dictate who I became, and like I tried to like kowtow to what was already happening, and like
it's hard though.
Fit in
as a comedian, a certain part of you is like a reactionary, though. Mm-hmm. Like everybody.
100%.
Yeah, I've always been a reactionary. Like I've noticed that. Like we talked about this before. When I was in Texas, I was like the most liberal guy in the world, and then I moved here, and there was a period when I was drinking a lot where I was like I became like the conservative guy.
Yeah.
Just because I just wanted to like rant against what everybody else was talking about.
Yeah, I think the contradictory aspect of like being a comedian is a thing that happens where you're just like, Jesus Christ, I don't want to just fucking agree with everybody all the time.
Right.
That's what a lot of these conversations, especially if they're serious conversations in LA, a lot of it's just like, yeah, me too. I also feel that way.
Yeah.
It seems like the most rebellious thing now is to just sort of show your hand, like just lay your cards on the table.
Well, that's when I first moved here. That's what
by the way, you will not
do.
be rewarded for that.
No,
if you try not to do it.
I think you kind of will, but in a different way. You won't get rewarded by having friends or a good life or anything.
Yeah,
but people will respect you for being honest, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's the opposite, though. I think the more you show your hand, the more you will have closer, real friends.
Well, yeah, it's a real revolutionary act to actually be who you authentically are.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I first moved here, that was something that I was trying to do. And I was even recording a podcast that I never released, that I would just sit in my car after the open mics and just talk and about like what had happened and what I was feeling. And there was a conscious effort that I had that was like, all right, I am just going to try to get along with everybody, and I'm not gonna, because especially like in the group that we were hanging out with, that group of guys, they're just, uncountable moments where I'm standing in a circle going, I don't like what we're talking about. This doesn't feel good. Everybody's so negative. I'm trying to be positive. Mm-hmm. And I would just stay there. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, you fell in with a group of neo-Nazis. And me and Jace told you to stay away from them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was Kevin the shaved head years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strange times.
I wish
We're
it
all
was that
trying to
black and
forget
white. Yeah. It would have been easy if it was the neo-Nazis, but it was just like this like undercover friendship where it was just like people are just secretly talking shit about you behind your back.
Well, that's the thing. I still feel like almost enslaved a little bit to other people around me. I think that's why I've become kind of an agoraphobe, because I don't want to be around people because I can't resist. Whatever they are, I'm just going to fucking be, and it's so hard for me to fight it, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very hard. Well, first off, if you're going to be yourself, you got to know who the fuck you are. That's hard. That's very hard.
That's like the hardest part.
Yeah. And then you have to, a lot of times, go against the grain or whatever and whatnot. That's why I'm so brave on this podcast. That's why I'm a real hero on this podcast.
Well, here's the thing. Here's like the revolutionary act is just sort of being like, hey, guys, here are my hang-ups.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the things that are a core part of me that I don't like, but here they are, and I think them, and I know they're bad.
Well, I would disagree with that to a certain degree, because I think for a while I became Mr. Hang-Up. Where at a certain point, your hang-ups can become your ego, especially if you're doing comedy.
Oh, sure.
Like, I was doing the very self-deprecating kind of like, look at me, I'm the depressed guy, I'm the anxious guy, I fucking hate myself.
Right.
And then that became, revealing my hang-ups became a hang-up.
But that's like a mask that says hang-ups on it that you're putting on.
Yeah, I've talked about it before. It's like I was doing a stage play of my mental illness, which is like, not to say that I wasn't mentally ill, but it's like, you don't have to method act it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you don't have to tell everybody about it, and that is, but it's like, I think that's a step in the process to becoming healthy, too.
Not even tell everybody about it. You don't have to act it out even when you're alone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, there'd be times I'd just be laying on like a pile of like shitty laundry or whatever, and I hadn't like left my house for 2 days. I'm like, man, look at me, the depressed guy. You know, I'm deep in it, man. I'm fucking deep.
You keep practicing fainting. You're just like falling back on a
Right.
chaise lounge.
No, but you know, like you're turning on fucking like Elliott Smith or Radiohead, and you're like, I'm just gonna like fucking wallow in like this feeling that I have.
I can't do that. That is one of the things that I have never been stereotypical about with depression. I won't sit and listen to sad songs. The closest I ever got to that was like post breakup in high school when I was listening to Van Halen's "Why Can't This Be Love," like on fucking full blast.
That's
dude.
the worst sad song to listen to.
Kevin, you were really good at like escapism. Like, there's no one better. Like, if you're like, okay, Kevin, you have to zone out for the next 8 hours. You're like, I'm fucking on it. I got this.
Yeah.
And you would pull out an iPhone game and you would fucking crush that shit.
Well,
Like, you're really good at occupying your mind.
yeah,
I think that's the worst compliment I've ever heard.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but yeah, I'm pretty good at occupying my time. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it'll be productive, but it just doesn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be taking apart a computer and putting it back together. You do shit like that too.
But it's not like I have always, and I've tried to figure out if this is healthy or not. But there's a lot of times where I'm just like, you know, you see somebody crying and you're going, why are you crying? Well, because I stubbed my toe or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, pain. That makes sense. You cry. It's a natural response. And they go, oh, I'm crying because this happened. And in my mind, as probably as autistic as possible, I'm going, well, it doesn't seem like crying is going to help your problem at all. You know, so when you cry, then things are going to get better because of your crying. Maybe you should stop crying. So then that's how I like deal with a lot of my own personal problems is I'll get frustrated. This is the cycle I go through. I'll get sad about something. I'll recognize it. And we talked about this upstairs a few weeks ago where I will recognize
On the second floor.
Yeah, on the second floor of your huge
You are not allowed on the third floor.
3-story home
Or the fourth floor.
in Chino Hills. No, where I'll recognize the thought and I'll have it, and then I will essentially I'll put it away and be like, well, I am feeling those things. It's not productive to feel those things, so it's not a good thing to have. And then if I start feeling those things again, then I will get fucking pissed off at myself. Like, why are you wasting your time on worrying about this?
Yeah, and that's like literally the definition of addiction is not allowing yourself to feel feelings. Like addiction is the ramification of not processing emotions.
Yeah. Well, I just do it without any substance.
Other than vaping or weed or
but I didn't. This is all very
video
fucking
games.
New. This is all incredibly new. Because I would always have cycles of just logic in my head that would kind of never stop.
Yeah, you love facts and logic.
I do. I mean, they're the only things you can actually hold your, hang your hat on.
And you love science.
And I do love science.
Yep.
I absolutely do.
But emotions are...
What was that, a burn?
No, I'm just doing an internet joke.
Oh, okay.
But emotions are very... That should really just be every time Kevin confronts you, you're like, I'm just doing an internet joke. Yeah. But that's the thing is emotions are also extremely valuable too, just because they're emotions and just because you were raised by... Because I get it. I was raised by an emotional terrorist of a parent.
Yes.
And so you think emotions are, a tool people use to manipulate you.
Yes.
Like,
great point.
They are. They absolutely are.
I always
in many cases.
thought it was. I thought emotions were like a weakness, but it's a deeper level than that.
It's like you literally have to process fucking emotions. Like I was watching that Mr. Rogers documentary the other day, and he talked about one of the biggest things he tried to do with kids was just to let them know if you're angry or sad or upset, that is okay.
Yeah, there's a book called Emotional Intelligence that is absolutely brilliant that we read when we were having we were having troubles with our little girl when she was like a year and a half, and just to try to figure out how to make sure that we were able to kind of understand her and not like, because as a parent, there's part of it's like, my fucking way or the highway.
Right.
If you want a tan behind, then you keep doing what you're doing, and I'll beat the shit out of you.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, is this effective? Or
Which is the raising we got.
Yes.
And then it just teaches you, I'll just learn how to lie really well.
Yes.
Yes.
So then...
So we're like emotionally retarded, basically?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, 100%.
I would strongly encourage both of you guys to read that book on emotional intelligence. It's very insightful. When I read it, there was a lot of ahas. There was a lot of fucking light bulbs going off because it was just blowing my mind. And there's also another book called Bringing Up Boys That was another thing that was just like a
Yeah, I
real
bet you read that
light
book.
bulb. Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, I bet
It's-
it was.
It's amazing.
I bet you loved it.
I did love it. What are you doing?
Yeah, I
What-
bet you brought up boys, bitch.
Yeah.
What is
You
this?
gay
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah.
You
I
pedophile
bet you
bitch.
did.
Let me in on the joke
You
here.
Lolita ass.
Oh, because because
Yeah.
I fucked the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, man.
Bringing them up.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
guys.
That
Great.
was good.
That's
No, wait.
good.
Why are you
Wait,
validating
well, okay.
that? Just because
Good
you didn't,
stuff.
just 'cause you didn't get it for a
Yeah,
second.
you're
no.
bringing them up
Now
from
you're
the
gonna-
cellar.
No, it's
That's right. Got your ass.
Yeah, got your ass, bitch.
but yeah, the emotional intelligence things because
Boom.
my
One time.
yeah, my mom, it would just always be like, "Oh, you're crying, so I must be wrong." You know what I mean? So then it was just like I'd be like, "Hey, can you put the trash in the trash can instead of throwing it around the house?" And then they start crying. I'd be like, "Oh, I apologize. I must have been in the wrong because you're crying."
Right,
Like
but I'm saying what that results in, like literally, if you don't, as an adult, if you are feeling extremely sad, there's a reason for that. You know, sadness is like, if you go back to like evolution, sadness is like an actual, survival mechanism.
I scream, "I'm not sad," and turn the table over.
Like being sad, if you were a caveman and you were sad, it's because you weren't hunting enough or being around a tribe of people that would keep you safe and warm. So being
Yeah.
sad is, unless you just have clinical depression, which, let's be honest, I think a lot of clinical depression is just the modern technology that we are existing with. We're getting terrible food.
Yeah.
We're getting all this technology. Like literally the world we live in today is designed to make us sad. So depression is really an issue, but a lot of times sadness is like, oh, there's something I have not resolved. Like I'm doing a fucking job I despise,
Yeah.
or like I'm with somebody that I hate.
Yeah.
Like the last 3 months of my relationship, that was like the longest one. I was like, why am I sad all the fucking time? And I was like,
What was her social security number?
it's 6'9", 9'11", 420, 311, and then a picture of Goofy that I draw.
Jace,
Right.
could you grow chops for me?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I dated a
Well, we don't want to give too much detail.
I dated
Privacy. Privacy.
right. I dated a woman named Stacy Newhouse.
Stacy Newhouse.
Stacy Newhouse was my
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she made me grow a handlebar mustache. 'Cause
Yeah,
she
yeah.
liked it.
No,
yeah.
that really happened, and it did.
It was a real thing.
I don't
Yeah.
know why that's a detail. It's too much. But yeah, you. So the last 3 months of your relationship.
I was like, why am I why am I high every day?
Yeah.
Like, why when I go see my girlfriend do I want to get high the minute I walk in the door?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, because I was
'Cause
my
the pussy
brain.
stank.
Yeah, because that pussy garbage, yo. God, I'm just imagining.
numb the
I'm just
senses.
imagining her somehow listening to this and just like literally, she hates me, just like burning an effigy of me like Wicker Man.
Yeah. What was she like you now? I mean, what do you? Is it going to get worse?
Yeah, I mean, but you know what I mean. Why can't I be sensitive
Yeah,
about
let
that? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're sensitive about every joke. Anyway,
Uh-oh, Jason and Kevin are fighting.
Jason.
I have to be the one to break it up,
No,
as
you have
usual.
to. No, you have to be silent.
Jason's
What a-
dipping in a Popeyes cup, by the way. I do want to
that's
point
your
that out.
fucking Popeyes cup, by the way.
God damn it. That Popeye sandwich sucked, by the way. Chick-fil-A's better. Carry on, Jace.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like my brain was sending me a sad signal because I needed to get out of that situation. It was trying to save me. And because I wasn't embracing emotions, I was burying them deep down
Yeah.
with weed and booze. I stayed in it for longer than I
Yeah.
should have. And that's the same thing. If you're feeling sad or if you're angry about something, why are you feeling angry? Like, what is the reason you're feeling angry? Is there something you can do to fix about that?
Yeah.
Is it something in your actual life that's gone wrong? Or is it an actual mechanism in your brain? Like, a lot of times I'll get angry, and I hate this about myself, when I see other people get success. And I'll get really angry. And then if I dive in, I can either be like push. I'm like, you can't fucking get angry at people getting success.
I didn't know that about you.
I do sometimes. I struggle with it still. And that's the thing is I hide it because I know it's so gross and I hate that about myself. So here's the option. I can either bury that down and go, you don't ever feel that because that's so fucking gross to get angry when people get successful. And it's not my friends. It's always just people like right outside my friend
Oh,
group.
okay, so you didn't like hate that I got sober.
No, of course not. I'm not talking about that.
I was like,
Christ.
Jesus, he's a horrible fucking guy.
What's wrong with your mind? You immediately went to that.
I'm like, oh, Jace wants me to be a fucking alcoholic, I guess. My own brother.
I mean, somebody at an open mic that I
Right.
don't like,
I
and
don't
they get a
think Jace-
writing
No, I knew what he
credit.
was saying.
Yeah, Jace doesn't define success as not being a total alcohol dependent piece of garbage.
Like, as soon as I get sober, Jace is just like red hot piping with anger like
Right.
every day.
you put a drink down, he's just like, he's successful now.
Right. I keep trying to feed you liquor in your sleep with a little beaker.
Yeah,
a little
with a little
eyedropper.
mini bar.
Yeah. So anyway, I can either bear that emotion down and go, that is gross. Don't ever feel that. You're a gross person. Or I can go, okay, you're feeling this emotion, anger. Let's examine that. And then I examine it. Why am I mad that that person got success? And the reason is because I didn't get the success. And if I go even deeper into that, the reason I'm mad that I didn't get success is because I have this compulsion that I feel like I have to be successful in order to be worthy of being loved. Like if I, in a perfectionist type of way, if I get a TV writing job and my cartoons take off and I'm doing all this cool shit, I'm driving a Tesla and everybody's jealous. Literally, if everybody's jealous of me, that means I am deserving to be loved in my head. And that is the reason I'm feeling angry. So that's what I work on now is I got to the root of it and I work on it. It's like, okay, you were just deserving to be loved in that moment.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is if I batted that emotion away because it is gross and ugly and I hate it, I would have never gotten to the core root of the issue.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why it's important to be honest with yourself at least. You know what I mean?
Or like go to a therapist who can help like walk you through your own bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the things that I have always had a hard time understanding with people is to not understand like at the core like you know you're just like your dad, you know you're just like your mom or whatever, and they'll be like, what? Like completely blown away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like I always feel like most people kind of get it at the core of who they are.
Do you think you're your mom or your dad?
Oh yeah.
Which one do you think you're more?
Like I'm like both. I'm passive like my dad and
non-binary.
That's right. Yeah, I have both genders. Yeah, I'm passive like my dad. I'm lazy like my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like, Kevin, what was like the last thing you got really angry about? Do you remember? That's something that
probably
really,
talking to Ben like 2 weeks ago.
And why'd you get angry about it?
I think as much as I exaggerated earlier,
No, go ahead.
It was because Ben kept going like, essentially going like, you're fucking miserable. Like you're so sad. You're just the saddest man in history.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not that sad. And he's like, why are you so fucking pissed? And I was just like, I'm not pissed. I'm just frustrated because I'd like to make some money doing comedy. And he's like, you're an idiot. That is the dumbest thing. Why would you want to fucking be a comedian? Like, why would you want to make money doing that? And I'm like, I just want to do it, and I'm not able to really pay the bills with comedy, and that's frustrating to me. And he's like,
Kevin is reading the actual script from
well, I mean,
verbatim.
I apologize for not having it as accurate, but that
I think
was
it's
kinda,
funny.
That was the feeling of what I was feeling.
Yeah,
it was
I
just
get it.
like I was just going, yeah, I would like. It's been frustrating, and then he's like, well, how long you been doing it? And I'm like, I don't know, since 1999. And he's like, you've only been here for 4 years, and you expect to be able to just fucking headline all over the world? And I'm like, no, it would be nice. It would be nice, you know, if I was just constantly getting paid to do comedy. And he's like, you haven't been fucking doing it long enough, man. And I'm just like,
This is exactly how it
Why
went
were you
down.
such a dick in that moment?
This is exactly how it went down.
I would like you to, explain from your perspective what you were saying, because I'm not saying it in a way to try to be comical.
I think you got it.
Okay.
I think that's exactly how it went down.
I appreciate you validating my
I do
feelings.
I do know through your filter it definitely sounded that way. The problem is when I talk to people, I have too much. I think having consistent work for me creatively really focuses me, because I have a lot of aggression and like rage and intentionality and
homosexuality.
Maybe the word is just ambition. I'm actually a very ambitious person.
See, again, nothing from either one of you guys. But continue.
That's right. Because ambition isn't like putting on a suit and a tie. You know, a lot of people can be ambitious without, you know, having that classic idea of ambition. So sometimes when I talk to people, and I often never talk to people intentionally, I get very fucking autistic and like laser focused. And eventually someone's like, hey, why are you yelling at me? Like, why are you so upset? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I just was very, very passionate.
Yeah, you do get very intense when you get serious.
Yeah, it's not fun for anybody.
Well, and that's kind of what I was.
But I guess I'm emotionally retarded, you know.
Also, like, I mean, as you're telling me these things and I'm getting frustrated, I'm also going, Ben loves you. He's saying these things because he feels some sort of conviction that is based in truth, most likely. I don't have a problem being wrong, especially after I've dissected it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's like in the moment, I'm like trying to dissect what you're saying. And then I'm, so there was a lot of times where towards the end, I was just like, I'm feeling frustrated about where my career is. It doesn't mean that I made the choice to feel that way. I don't like that I'm frustrated. And your perspective was kind of like, why do you continue to choose to be frustrated?
No, I think my retort to that was I don't think you're a miserable guy, but I was like, the way you've been feeling, is it true or not true that you've kind of been feeling this way for a very long time? And you were like, yes. And I was like, okay, so I am in an improper way.
Yeah.
Through improper means, I'm trying to get to a correct conclusion of like, hey, if I feel like no one is trying to push you out of this, I am going to try and grab you by the shoulders and slap you in the face.
Yeah.
Which is not the way to do it. But unfortunately, it's how I express that I care about somebody. And we were like, then we shook hands and we sucked each other's tits and we played PlayStation and we ate each other's assholes.
Yeah, I do remember at one point you were like, yeah, I called this guy, I called him a big fucking retard, and then at the end he was like, thanks for doing that, pal. So I figured I'd call you a big fucking retard and you'd appreciate it. And I was like, oh, okay. That's based in truth, right?
I think so. I don't recall.
Yeah, but
it was
I
a
feel
2.5 hour conversation we had.
Yeah, but I feel like, I guess I identify definitely with the emotions you're talking about in that situation, like being very frustrated with, it's like I'm very good at stand-up and it feels like I'm getting bypassed for all these other people who fit these demographics that are very popular right now.
Sure.
And then I just kind of got to a point where I haven't been doing that much stand-up, literally because I was like, it just doesn't seem like it fucking matters to be good or not. And I'm not going to get rewarded for that creatively.
Yeah.
So that's why I literally started getting back into drawing. And that has made me feel so much better because I'm doing something creative and it's getting a lot of recognition compared to what my stand-up was. I think I was doing both very well.
Yeah.
But that's what, I mean, Ben's brought this up before. I think it's like a Jordan Peterson quote. Sorry if you hate Jordan Peterson. But if you're playing a rigged game, leave the game. Pick a different game.
If you're playing a rotten game.
If you're playing a rotten game, pick a different game.
And Kevin, did I or did not use Jason as an example multiple times for my thesis during the argument with exactly what he just said?
I think you may have. Yeah.
Yes, I guess that's my point. I totally get the frustration, but it's just like, if you look around you, I mean, is anybody we know making money at comedy who started at the same time as us, for the most part? Maybe one or two people?
There's some people out there.
I can think of two off the top of my head who are straight white guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people
did
out
they
there.
did they make money by going on stage and just being very, very funny and that's it?
No. The people I'm thinking of specifically were very good at maneuvering themselves into ways where they would get money.
Yeah. Podcasting, things of that nature, asking. And that's what I told Ben. It's like
I sat Kevin down. I was like, listen, dude, there's a war on the white man. And that's the reality.
We're going extinct, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, let's face it, we're only 70% of the country at this point.
Well,
we both cut each other's palms.
It is shitty to talk about this because this is only true in like comedy right now. Like, in any other part, like if I go into my office job, I'm like, man, everybody who's working sales is white, and everybody who's doing installation is Mexican or a woman. So it is very true for every other part of the company.
Female installers?
No, not female, but they're working office jobs and shit where they don't get paid as much. So like for every part of the country, this is true that we have it better, except like right now, the one thing like you really want to be doing, which is stand-up comedy for a living.
My whole life has been being late to the boat. You know what I mean? Like when I started doing real estate at the fucking bubble bursting,
right.
I started doing comedy after they were like, oh, now we don't like you.
You're like the book Outliers, but the opposite.
Yeah.
You're in Liars. Everything you've done in your life has been at the exact wrong time and circumstances to get successful.
But one of the things I told Ben and what the crux of the whole thing is like, because I kept going, I'm not going to quit doing stand-up, Ben. And he's like, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm telling you to do. And it's like, I have a particular function that I operate at, and I'm going to continue to do those things.
Right.
If I'm never successful, it's not a big deal. My minimum expectations for success are very low. I just want to be able to, pay some bills at some point, but if I have to get a regular job to do that, that's fine.
Right.
It is what it is.
But I think also just channeling yourself into other stuff, not focus. Like, we know people who have just dedicated their life to stand up, and a lot of them are terrible at it. It's so sad. I know somebody who I've never seen get a laugh,
Yes.
and lives in their car currently, so they can do 8 mics a night.
You know what's
Yes.
sadder is someone that's kind of okay to good at it, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, and
well,
they just
I guess
keep
they'll be good forever
doing that. Where versus like 4 months ago, we literally I kind of consciously sat down. I was like, okay, let's. What else can you do? And it was drawing and podcasting, and
Yeah.
both that we've started, we've got. I mean, for what we started have gotten an incredible reception.
I've got a lot of pussy off the podcast.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
I'm fucking every night.
Me
I'm
too.
just hitting up a mentally.
man pussy mostly. Yeah, I mean, you have to be. I can't imagine just doing stand up. I cannot fucking imagine doing that shit. It's so. I mean, doing one thing. Period. I can't imagine.
I
doing.
think that can go for any aspect of your life, not just like a comedy specific thing. Like, let's say you're working this certain type. Like, let's say you're working sales or something like that, and you're just miserable doing it. It's like, maybe you just shouldn't be doing that. Maybe get into something you actually enjoy instead of beating yourself up.
Spending a majority of your emotional energy and actual time on something that is showing like the most resistance in your life.
Yeah, exactly. You're beating your head against the wall for something you hate and you're just not compatible with.
And that takes away energy from another thing.
Yeah.
You can
and
be
there's a certain part of being human where you kind of like, you watch an old West movie and you see like John Wayne just be, rise to every occasion, and whatever he has to be, he'll just meet that without emotion or care.
Yeah.
And there's a certain part of you that I think that grows up, especially as a man, thinks that, where you're like, oh, if I'm bad at something or if I'm feeling pain about something, it's like, you got to nut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
And you just got to learn how to do it. But at a certain point, your brain chemistry can only change so much.
Right.
So I wouldn't tell somebody who's supposed to be a therapist or a college professor to become a public speaker, Right. I wouldn't tell a comedian to get into accounting,
Huh.
Because you're just going to make yourself miserable. Because I know people on the other end back home, people who should have started pursuing something creative, if not professionally, at least on their own time.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, I'm going to be a CPA.
Yeah.
And they just do that. And then I go home and visit them and they get drunk. And they're like, man, I wish I fucking got out. I could never do what
God.
you did. It's like,
Yeah.
you fucking can.
And it could be something as simple as just like wanting to move to a different city.
Yeah.
It's literally something that simple.
Yeah.
Not even
leaving
pursuing something
leaving your
creatively.
shitty girlfriend, changing your job slightly,
Yeah.
moving to a different city, anything. Yeah,
Or
it can
shitty
be-
boyfriend.
Or shitty boyfriend. It can be, no, there's no shitty boyfriends. It can be anything.
There's no shitty.
Dude, I can't tell you the amount of really wealthy dudes. The moment I did one open mic, we were just like fucking hammered. Like, here's to you, man.
Right.
Here's to you fucking going for it.
And on the same end, I know so many people who do 8 open mics a night. They're like, I don't know how you can work a regular job. It's like, I don't know how you can live in your car.
Yeah.
You are dying. Your flesh
Right.
is rotting off of your face.
Yeah.
And you have no future in this. I don't know how you do that, because I'd be screaming in the street if
Yeah.
that was my life.
Yeah.
Because I look at stuff realistically.
Yeah. I mean, there's some guys that are financially well off because they've got some, trust fund or something that keep doing it too.
Yeah, we
And
know
it's
those people.
It's the same thing. It's just like, I can't imagine going and doing anything where you're not getting the feedback that you want for fucking ever.
Yeah.
The audience doesn't like you, for stand-up comedy, sake. Nobody's laughing. People kind of shun you when they see you. Nobody really wants to talk to you.
Right.
You're always initiating. It's just like, I can't.
I've told many
fucking
people before,
imagine.
like anytime I'm on a date and somebody figures out I'm a comic just from stalking my Instagram, I go, yeah, unfortunately, like I'm good at it and I like doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It's
Yeah.
like, because if I wasn't good at it, I would never.
Right.
It took like 2 years to work up the balls to try it once. And I was like immediately being relatively successful.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank God. Because if it was like,
Yeah.
if there was 6 months of struggle, there's no fucking way.
There's no way, dude. And that's why I always hear those stories where like, yeah, I bombed for a year when I first started. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? How did you fucking do that? I mean, my very first set was a great set. And if that had gone badly, I don't know if I would have kept doing it.
I've recently gotten to the point in my, and this might be a little sad, but I think it is a realistic view of the world. I started to get mad when I see famous people go, you know what, man? I just never quit. I just kept my nose to the grindstone. And I think that's true for something you are good at. You have talent for. Because every time I see somebody post a Jim Carrey quote about, he's like, the difference between the people who made it and didn't is the people who made it never quit.
Yeah.
And it's like, there are 80, I almost want to say the comic we're all thinking of his name. There are 85 of that guy reading that in this hour, and they're going to keep their nose to the grindstone, and they are going to die, Kevin.
Right.
Not even mentally. They are going to physically be dead.
They're going to ignore a pretty decent life that they could be cultivating.
Yeah, not even ignoring it. They will reach 45, get lupus, have no money to treat it, and they will become homeless, and then they will die 3 years later.
Yeah, but at least they'll free up some more time to do some mics.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's you have to pay attention.
Yeah,
so fucking attention.
I love people who are dreaming, but realize is your dream I want to be famous or I want to be doing something that I love.
Yeah,
you know, because I think a lot of people just want to be famous.
Yeah, there's a quadriplegic like, I'm going to be in the Olympics as a sprinter.
Right, exactly.
I went on the top of the sprint mountain and I shouted with my voice box that I will be in the Olympics.
Yeah, don't be perfectionist about your dreams.
Yeah, a lot of people are like Lloyd Christmas in fucking Dumb and Dumber, where it's just like, yeah, this isn't going to happen for you. Like, you're not going to get this spot on Comedy Central or whatever. And they go, well, there's still like a 1 in a million shot.
Yeah, I mean,
and
a lot of
like you're not going to open a worm store called I Got Worms. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Like you're saying there's a 1 in a million chance.
Yeah. It's like, dude, look at your fucking life. You have no money, no job. Your fucking pets' heads are falling off. It's just like, you know, we got to do something, you know? You know, the thing is, I'm
just going to play the odds, dude.
I'm not so much sad about being a nobody. I'm really sad about having nobody, you know? Let's go to Aspen, where the beer flows like wine.
We're just going to quote Dumb and Dumber now. That's the rest of the podcast.
I'm going to shit my pants as loudly as I possibly can.
I actually liked Dumb and Dumber a lot.
Oh,
because that big shit scene with Bob Saget.
I don't remember that. I don't think I even got through that movie. It was
it's so
bad.
good.
You're talking about the prequel, right? Not the sequel.
Dumb and Dumber.
It doesn't have Jim Carrey in it?
We watched that movie maybe, I shit you not, 150 times for whatever reason. It was like one of the only DVDs we had.
That explains so much about your comedy. That movie sucked so bad.
It's so funny, dude.
With the two kids?
Yeah, and they're trying to get the Slurpees and stuff. It's so funny.
You're not a millennial. You wouldn't get it.
I guess not. I guess I wasn't born in the year I was born in. Man. Yeah, you guys should have grown up without the internet and having to look at...
No, because we'd still be in the church, or at least I would.
Really?
That's a good point.
You think so?
I definitely... No, I've thought through this before because the internet was how I escaped what I grew up in.
Yeah.
Like I was able to educate myself through watching all these comedy videos and reading this stuff and listening to cooler music.
Christian college too, man.
Christian
the
college
thing about
too.
the internet is it gets you out of cults, but it can also get you into one.
Yeah.
It can
exactly.
radicalize you, it can de-radicalize you.
Yeah.
So
it's like meet the new boss, same as the old boss type of thing.
It's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. That's why sometimes people will, like, I'll get too ranty about like woke culture in LA. And somebody will just, like, one of my friends, like, this has happened several times, will be like, why does this bother you so much? And I literally have to break it down. I'm like, because I grew up in a cult type environment. And honestly, when I see people behaving in a cult type way, it just is like, it's like I have a permanent knife wound I walk through with my ribs.
Yeah.
And when I see somebody acting in that way, it's like somebody stuck a finger into that knife wound.
Would you see a list of, here are the people we do not like, here are a list of words you cannot use, here are a list of acts that are never acceptable under any circumstance. It's like, oh, I'm having flashbacks to like youth group.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up.
I'm literally like, I've seen people on stage and they're ranting against, whatever type of group. And I'm like, you might as well be 65 and wearing a suit in Big Spring, Texas, and have those big giant glasses that Ben wears all the time, where you look like a pedophile, and secretly just be a piece of shit, which you are for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and
They're bullies.
Yeah, they're bullies. But then also the hard part for me is I have to realize that I'm reacting from an emotional place caused by trauma in my childhood.
Yeah, and then you can't be a reactionary.
You can't be a reactionary. I have to be like, okay, well, I also do believe all the things that are being said.
That's why you got to honk, baby.
You got to honk, but you also got to not honk.
Put down the cross, pick up the groiper.
This is how we
Just for
fortune.
Ben's birthday, I'm going to draw a Groiper getting crucified. That'll be his present. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
This is how we shit post. This is how we shit post.
Gonna log on. It's Friday night, and I got no plans because I got no friends in my whole life.
I thought we were going to do, it's Friday night, and I feel all right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Because I got no friends in my whole life. So I call up the boop and the boop with the boop.
And I write the manifesto. Feeling very isolated, gonna drive.
Yeah, you'd be the first guy who'd write a manifesto in just a rap cover song music video you shot and uploaded to YouTube.
Like a Rappin' Rodney manifesto.
Right. But it would just be a shitty parody of like Missy Elliott or something.
I turn on my modem and then I turn it up. 100 megabytes per second's gonna fuck.
And people are like, we're not going to show you this, not because we don't want to give the shooter any, acknowledgement, but just because it's so shitty, you shouldn't watch it.
It goes to #1 on the Billboard charts. People are just turning it up. I get a huge record deal. but
All
I'm
right.
dead.
Up next you're listening to the radio for some reason in 2019, and it's the #1 hit from the school, from the women's college shooter. This is how we do it. 4chan remix.
Yeah. It's a correct title. This is how we Jew it. Which I will say I don't support, but great beat.
It's the remix to Ignition. Women should stay in the kitchen.
Right. You'd be like the hack shooter who plays pumped up kicks while he's doing the shooting. Everybody's like, come on, man. That sucks. Like, I'm trying to hide and I hear you playing. I'm like, and I stick my head out in the hallway. I'm like, dude, fuck you. And then I get sniped through the head.
Am I doing a school shooting in Heelys?
Yeah, you're
in this scenario.
You heel into the school with a gun on each arm, but as you're firing the gun, it's blowing you back on your Heelys. So you're actually going backwards out of the school, and then you get hit by a bus.
A short bus.
Mm-hmm. You're the Three Stooges doing a school shooting. And you're in I know I did this joke last episode, but you're in the cafeteria and you're doing that curly spinning kick thing, but just firing a gun in all directions. Yeah.
A Three Stooges episode where they accidentally do a school shooting is so funny.
That's right. That's right.
It's hilarious.
Boys.
They just do 9/11.
Yeah. Boys, I got this great plan. All right, so Curly's going to rush the cockpit. Then Larry's going to grab this box cutter and he's just going to hold it to somebody's neck. Come on, this is fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
I mean, it's good. It's just school shooters and 9/11. I get it. I know the formula. I've studied the manuscript. Yeah.
I do think it's funny though.
Curly, Larry, and Mo.
Yeah. Rushing the
hijacking
cockpit.
a cockpit.
Yeah.
Curly Lawden, Larry Lawden, and Mo Lawden.
See, it's funny.
It's great.
Just because it fits a formula doesn't mean it's not funny. All comedy fits a formula.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I apologize. I will get back in line. I will be like water again. I have no opinions. I like it.
Yeah,
No, seriously, Will, what if the Twin Towers were just two big black cocks?
Let's see, I don't like that.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
What if they were two? What if I like where you're going with this, Kevin?
Thank you.
Can I yes and this?
Please.
Yes, and the black cocks are jizzing.
Yeah, of course. And that's what actually melts the steel beams because it's hot-ass jizz.
It's hot ass jizz.
The planes aren't actually, they made two mechanical snakes to jack off the Twin Towers. And then...
Mechanical snakes?
Yeah.
Why mechanical snakes?
Because you got to jack them off to make them come that hot magma come to melt the bars.
Oh, so you mean like an oil rig, basically? Like the way the arm goes up and down?
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I was picturing literally like a robot
Yeah, a
snake.
robot snake.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Yeah, what if Columbine shooters were just Beavis and Butthead? King of the Hill is just about Hill 27 in Vietnam.
What? Oh, I'm not smart enough to get that.
Oh,
What happened on Hill 27? Did a lady get titty fucked?
Yep, that's what happened. Yeah.
Ewo, Gmo.
I don't know if it was 27. It was like Hill something though, and a bunch of people died.
Right.
And it was hilarious.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
so
Why was it funny?
Well, mostly because they lived their whole lives and had things that they could do, and then their lives were cut short.
That is pretty funny.
That's
Actually,
hilarious. It's so funny. A lot of them didn't
You know
even have
what
a
is-
choice to be there.
You know what
Yeah,
is
that's what
like
was so funny.
Some stuff that's brutal is kind of funny a little bit.
Yeah,
We were just watching South Park, like when it's a little boy that gets run over by a cop car.
It's so
And it's like
funny.
we're all laughing.
Yeah.
Like the horrificness.
It's horrific, though.
Or even that drawing I posted the other day where I'm
Yeah, it's
describing that guy who died at an open mic. And I know that's so horrific, but as I'm saying it, I was cackling because it's just so...
yeah.
It's
No.
just funny.
Well, yeah, those are cartoons.
No, that's a real guy. That's a real guy who died I was talking about.
But here's the thing. In that
Really?
South Park episode, Kevin, I'm thinking about a guy I knew growing up who actually ran over a kid and killed him. And it fucked his whole life up.
Yeah.
But I'm still laughing. But I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's watching that and like having flashbacks to that. It's probably really upsetting for him.
Yeah, probably.
But it's still funny. It doesn't mean it's not funny.
yeah, no, I mean, things that make you laugh, you can't fucking help what
It's an
makes you laugh.
involuntary thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I get it. You really can't
It's
help
not like
what
I'd
makes you
watch.
laugh.
It's not like child porn would be a knee slapper for me. Though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I've never watched child porn.
Right, sure. Great cover, buddy.
Yeah.
You got away with that one, boys.
And Ben just gets an alert for every Facebook Live event that's ever happened. Just like, maybe this will be the one.
Yeah, Ben gets an Amber Alert and pulls his dick out.
Ben,
He runs out his house trying to find the car just so he can get the kid.
What if there was an Amber Alert for folks? You know what I need an Amber Alert for? When
my ex Amber.
well, no, I was gonna say
The 311 song.
no, I was gonna say I need an Amber Alert for when the carpool karaoke car is out and about.
That would be fun if you got an Amber Alert with the car that just said carpool karaoke being driven by James Corden and O.J. Simpson.
2016 Dodge Caravan
All right,
with
well-
lights in the middle.
Welcome to the carpool karaoke. This week's guest is known running back O.J. Simpson. Oh, thank you, Gordon. I just love singing the tunes. And anyway,
I love it when Juice sings a great song. Oh, bring the juice.
we got a white Bronco to take him because you know what we're talking about.
I just killed my girlfriend. I just killed my wife and boyfriend. This is how we do it. We cut off her head because we're so passionate about slicing up the guy she's fucking. Pull up my Bronco, then I fuck him up.
Here's my question: with the carpool karaoke, does James
Take the
Corden
dirty
say the
glove
N-word?
and throw it in my truck.
Yep.
Because they do carpool karaoke to like any like
No, of
rap
course,
music?
no, of course not.
If
They don't?
That audience is
must
like
quit.
entirely white. They're singing like ABBA songs and like show tunes.
there's N-words in that stuff. Right?
Yeah, and Cats.
What if like Jace? What if like
Cats has a lot of M-bombs actually.
Jace? What if you got like
me, Mostopheles,
Right.
the cat.
Who can forget the play South by Southwest side of Chicago?
what if like you're like, oh look, it's the White Album by the Beatles. It's remastered, and you popped it in, and there was just like a shitload of N-words in it.
Right. Here's the genius of
What
George
if?
Martin. Here's the genius of George Martin that we actually, when we converted it back to mono, you can hear that Ringo is just shouting the N-word throughout all of Hey Jude.
Oh, that's so funny. Like the audio quality is heightened.
Right,
And you can
yeah,
just
yeah.
hear them being racist in the back of the studio.
Thanks to new audio technology, we can now hear Ringo actually hit a black woman on 345 of Hey Jude.
Only on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, we kept saying, Ringo, stop hitting all those POCs, but he was just like, I'm Ringo Starr, I love hitting POCs.
most reason I wanted to become famous.
Yellow Submarine was about a place I could send all the Jews.
Yellow Submarine was about my friend Lee. He's Asian with a huge cock. I want to live in his cock.
Yeah, I love it when you say "what if" and my brain goes, "Oh, endless possibilities," and then it's always somebody saying the N-word. What if?
She's So Heavy was originally about an FBW, a fat bastard woman. We're actually big fans of Brain Jail. We listen to every app.
I love it.
Kevin, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you sing a little bit of Hey Jude in Fat Bastard voice?
Hey, Jude, it don't be sad. You take a baby and put it in my fucking belly. Remember to slap it with some mayonnaise. I want to eat your fucking baby and just get in my belly. My belly.
What if this becomes your comedy career? Is just Fat Bastard sings the hits?
Yeah, what if that clip goes viral on YouTube somehow, and then you have to perform all the time?
It's a funny thing you see now is like sometimes we'll see people like get famous on the internet for literally that. They're like, yeah, I got famous on Twitter for singing a Fat Bastard cover song, and then they're like, hey guys, I'll be at the Cleveland Funny Bone as Fat Bastard Woman Tuesday through Thursday.
No, I do see my career going in some direction where it's just me and Ben on stage, and Ben just keeps going, do this one, do this one, which honestly is not a bad environment.
Right. I'm just playing the spoons on the side the whole time.
I mean, my the beginning of me doing something comedic was my buddy just pretending to have a phone ring,
right,
and go hello. And I'd be like, it's my turn.
Yeah, dude.
Hello, how are you? It's me.
And they're like, he's like, it's good. And then ring again, and I do another one. How you doing? It's like, that's literally all of it. So if there is somebody going, do this.
You really are made to just do an SNL packet. Like, you'd be perfect at it.
Yeah, too bad for this podcast. It's too bad this is the podcast.
Kevin, if,
right?
If
Yeah,
you
if
get an
Seth
audition
Simons-
for SNL, I give you permission to delete all the episodes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because if we didn't, Seth Simons would be like, yeah, if you listen to episode 1 through 80, it's all racist.
If you just click anywhere.
Anywhere. Literally pick a
podcast.
random time. They're making a joke about potentially saying the N-word.
Yeah, the thing that would be great, it will be really nice for those censors is all they have to do is listen to the first minute of every podcast, and they'll be like, oh, God. Like, how'd you find this shit? You went through all my shit? And you look, it's like, no, I literally listened to anything you've done.
You'd be like that lady who's trying to cancel Charles Manson 3 years ago.
Yeah. No, that has been, what you said about the SNL shit has been something that people in Fresno especially and in grade school, all that shit, that was the thing. And then I was like, I came out here and they're like, you're not a gay Chinese man.
Right.
We're not interested.
You're not 17.
Wait, you're not a gay Chinese guy?
Don't tell anybody. All right.
God, you've been living a lie.
Me so horny. Me love you long time.
Yeah, you change your name to Kevin T. Kin.
Oh, dude, I wanted to change my name legally.
That was good.
Tinkin Lee.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
My last name will be my first name. Mm-hmm. Tinkin. Who knows? I mean, where's this guy from? Who fucking knows?
Tin Kin Lee. That's your new name.
Tin Can Lee. Oh, hello. I like here to audition for the Night Live.
The SNR.
SNR? Wait, what is that? Saturday night?
That's what he calls SNL.
I wouldn't mind
That's
if
the
you...
best joke I ever made. Was there's a bar in Koreatown called R Bar, and we were driving by, and I go, they actually tried to call it L Bar, but they kept screwing up the sign.
Kevin, I
I
wouldn't...
retired from comedy that day.
Yep. Kevin, I wouldn't mind if you changed your name to like Muhammad Ping.
Yeah.
You're just a Muslim Chinese guy.
No, you're a robot Muslim guy.
By the way,
a robot Muslim.
A robot Muslim.
we were. I got a text from Matt from Lockwood at like 10 o'clock the other night. It was like, "Hey, come to a house party at Ari's house." And I went over.
Yeah, he
there,
texted me that too.
and
I know you got a text.
It was a lot of fun. There were random 18-year-old girls there. It was very uncomfortable. It was
Sounds
weird.
like a comedy store party.
Yeah, and no, it was a lot of fun. They were literally sitting by themselves in a corner while the
Right.
rest of us were being idiots. But at some point, Ahmed drew a picture of Matt because Matt's like, draw a picture of me. He's the center of attention for the majority of the party. And then Matt's like, I want to draw a picture of you now. And he drew a World War II propaganda picture of a Jew. And it was one of the funniest things because you could tell that Ahmed was like trying to be cool with it, but was bothered and didn't know which way to go with it. And dude, it was so great. And then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm not finished," and then he drew like horns on it, and like, oh, dude, it was so fucking funny the drawing by itself was whatever, but the dynamic of people not knowing how to respond.
Right.
That's Matt's bread and butter.
That is
Yes.
that is one of the funniest places in the world. It's just nobody knows what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this party is going to be cited
Like you
in a great
leaving
blog.
you leaving
eventually.
our old job and telling everybody you had cancer before you walked out the door. That's, to me, still the funniest thing I've ever seen in my
Yes.
life. Because you know why? Because nobody knew how to react except me.
Last
Even when I tell people that story now, they get offended.
Yeah, same. I
Yeah.
tell people that story. I'm like, it's about me. I did this. I actually had cancer. And they're
dude-
like, I don't see why that's funny.
The best bits are the ones where the room just doesn't get it. Like
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, me and my friend Travis were bored at a party in Austin. I don't drink. He was drinking, but like he doesn't even really get drunk. And
Yeah.
I was just like, what if we just took our asses out and we just didn't acknowledge it?
Yeah.
And we literally took our asses out of our pants and we just walked around the party.
Yeah.
And everyone would go, oh my God. Honestly, fuck you guys. Like everywhere we went, they're like,
how
oh
the
God, guys, come on.
How the fuck do you do that sober? That is the most psychopath thing I've
I
ever
was just
heard.
so bored.
Yeah.
And so I just took my ass out. And here's the thing, not a single laugh. Two guys walking around, and we were dancing on the dance floor doing where we stand opposite of each other and we just squat in unison to the ground and back up to the beat with our asses out. No one likes it.
You're trying to double down, so you just shit.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Oh yeah, of course.
So that same trip where I was shitting off that log into that swimming hole,
Right.
we went down to this swimming hole, and I ran down there. I'm 12 at this time. I'm in 7th grade. And I ran into the swimming hole, and I got buck naked before my friends got there. And I'm just swimming in the water going, I'm Kevin Costner. Look, I'm Kevin Costner. And it was the same type of shit where they weren't laughing. Then my buddy's older sister starts walking down. First boob I ever touched, by the way. She sees that I'm naked. Then all my friends start laughing.
Right.
Because then it's even more inappropriate.
Right.
So they love it. But yeah, the same type. I love those bits. I know it's not particularly just being naked, but anytime I have like my buddies over to swim or whatever, not anytime, but most of the time, I would jump in the pool, lose my swimsuit, come out and be like, "You guys want to play Street Fighter?" And they'd be like, "Jesus, dude, what? Put your clothes on." And I'm like, "What? Oh my gosh! Did my swimsuit fall off in the pool again?"
See, I get weirdly triggered by you telling stories. Like every time you tell a story about you shitting somewhere or taking your dick out,
Yeah.
I think back to me with my basketball team in high school where they were like literally almost like gay raping people, like in the same type of prank style, and that's all I can think.
Yeah,
about.
I don't.
Like shoving thumbs up asses and like putting their dicks in people's mouths and shit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, because I was about to say, somebody fart.
By the way, I should change. I said gay raping. I meant just raping.
Okay, thank you. Good. It's good to not.
That was actually
Homonormative?
That was actually kind of ignorant of me to say gay raping.
Well, they were men,
Right? It's like it's double rape.
Yeah,
It's double homicide.
dude. So
This wasn't a regular rape.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was a gay rape.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum,
On the
bum.
newest episode of Matlock.
Matt Lockwood.
Matt Lockwood. Yeah.
I don't like. I mean, I never would take it too. Like if there's a girl around, I would never do something like that.
Because your dick's so small, you didn't want her to see it.
That's right.
Yep. And
Actually-
and you don't want to fuck her.
I will tell you, this is going to make me look good, but I don't know what's going. Anyway,
After the shitting and showing your friends your dick stories.
my dick size being big was a joke that my friends used to say all the time.
Come on.
In
Come
the-
on, man.
In the
What's
same
funny
way
about this? Come on.
In the
Yeah, what
same
the
way
fuck?
that I talk about your huge monster truck cock, Jace.
Well, that's funny because Jace's is actually the biggest dick in the world.
Yes.
So by just saying it's a big dick, it's not that funny.
Yeah.
Or it is funny. Sorry.
Hate it every time.
The Guinness Book of
People
World Records.
I don't know are now messaging me about my dick, and I hate it. It's the worst.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been born with such a huge fucking dynamic cock, Jace. I mean, do you ever think about
you're
that?
literally buying billboards outside just about my dick.
If I only had money. Call this man.
A picture of me with my thumbs up. It's like, check out my huge dick.
A great guy, but you know what's even greater? His cock.
Yeah. We'll cut this out. Jace is just insecure about his huge cock.
Yeah. No, but my friends used to give me shit about it, and it would bother me too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
you just don't want it to become the thing about you. You know what I mean? Like you think about
what
like
a horrible curse.
Well, you think about like Milton. It's like what? Who gives a shit?
That's
really?
You're a dynamic,
I'm saying
complicated individual who happens to have a horse cock. And I mean that it's not everything about you. It's just one of the aspects about you. But I will say, so
it's overrated, honestly.
Well, you're telling me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been shitting like the fucking fountain over here because of you. It wasn't that great, you know. Still huge though. But no, I would never want to take it too far.
Like the dick bit.
No, I don't even. The dick pic to me is like so nothing. Like I don't even think about it as being a big deal or whatever. So the fact that it bothers you is kind of like so silly to me. So that's kind of why I keep going on it. But I always did like to push on people's.
I'm deleting you from my phone.
Well, okay, you're down one great.
Anyway, we can move forward. This is going nowhere.
I do like to push on men's homophobia.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the funniest things, which is probably one of the reasons that I hug you so much.
Yeah.
Or I'll like try to touch your leg or whatever.
It's not a I just don't like being touched.
Yeah. Well, I'll push on that too.
Right.
So we used to go camping, and the camping trip was essentially like us just playing gay chicken for like 4 days by a hot springs.
But you guys are just fucking each other in the ass. Like
Nope.
nobody's relenting.
See, that would be too far. It's just getting.
Wow, no one lost. No one lost this week.
It's like our 80th game in a row. No victories, no defeats.
All winners here, boys. No, so my buddy Mike, who is a very large man, he since had gastric bypass surgery and lost a bunch of weight.
Oh, what a bitch!
But we were, seriously, he gave up. We were all in the hot springs together, and we're all in swimsuits and everything. Mm-hmm. My buddy Mike gets out, and he's completely naked, and he has fucking gargantuan balls, like huge balls, and my buddy Scott, who is like the king of gay chicken, he literally, everybody was like going, "Oh, what?" And my buddy Scott's unfazed. He's like, "Oh, you think that's going to bother me? It's not." And then so he like leans his head back and like sticks his tongue out, and he's going like, "Ah." My buddy Mike puts his leg over the top of him, squats down, and puts both of his testicles in my buddy's eye sockets, and then proceeds to fall into the hot springs. It was one of the funniest moments
that's
ever
actually pretty
seen.
Funny. That's actually pretty funny.
It was so fucking funny because it's also too like
he dies. He hits his head.
Well, yeah, my buddy Scott got his head crushed by a 400-pound man.
Right.
Yeah, I always love that shit. But yeah, the fact that he was like, "Oh, this isn't going to bother me," and then Mike was like, "Okay, here we go."
Right.
Fucking lowered his testicles into his eye sockets. I guess you guys fucking hate my guts. That's fair enough. Benez is.
No, I think that story's
What are you
funny.
I laughed like 7
What are you talking
times in the
about?
last 3 minutes.
No, it's good. I'm boring.
No,
you guys.
I'm really want to bring this up because I feel like I laugh at your jokes all the time, and you are acting like I don't laugh at you.
Not enough. Not enough.
Okay, I'll buy an applause machine to
Please.
play
Please.
during the podcast.
No, anytime I tell a true story, I'm always like, "Oh, I guess this is a horrible story." I got to amp it up. And then we molested a bunch of kids.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh.
Wait, that's good. Now it's
Just
good.
start there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have we done like 3 hours? I feel like
We're almost to 2.
Okay.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to wrap her up?
I think we're getting on the verge of wrapping it up. I'm having a pretty good time though.
I'm having a great
We probably
time.
need to cut like 15 minutes out of the middle, but it was pretty good.
No, I'm not going to cut anything.
All right.
What would you want to cut out?
Call me the studio because I just love cutting. I just love cutting
I'm
stuff.
going to call you a moil.
I gotta
if you
pee.
love cutting. Ben
Ben's
has
gotta
to pee. You should have just peed in your own mouth.
Yeah, you gay bitch.
Let's just not talk this whole time while
Yeah.
he's gone. It's like,
Just leave it in the podcast. No, I was not. I was like just talking about myself for like 30 seconds or something.
hey, it's quite all right. And the dog's back in. That's good.
Great.
No, you guys not laughing is also a bit also, so don't feel too weird about it.
Okay.
It's just, you got to have, kindling for the fire.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah. Kind of about the dick thing. I guess we could talk about this. Is I just don't want to be known for it. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. It's like above average. It's not like I'm fucking John Holmes or something.
I know.
But you like when that gets out there, like I've known people who have also been rumored to like be packing, and
Zach
anytime,
Stein?
like somebody like that, and anytime somebody brings them up, it's like that's the only thing people talk about. Like I won't say the guy's name, but I'm just thinking of specifically one comic in New York, and every time his name comes up, he's an incredibly funny guy.
Yeah.
People love him. Every time his name comes up, first thing out of people's mouth, oh, he's got a huge dick. And it's just like, oh, I don't want like that to be me. You know what I mean?
Now you know how black people feel.
I don't.
So maybe
Like,
you don't want
to be Milton Berle. Like the guy had 40 illustrious years in show business, and now he's just a punchline for a guy with a big dick.
I'll tell you what.
And I will tell you this, having a larger dick is just completely overrated. It honestly makes sex worse most of the time.
Yeah, that's what I tell my wife all the time.
Like like there's issues like just having sex most of the time. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get a speculum to spread them. You have
And
to.
now I'm sure that I brought up, please don't message me about this. This is all I'm going to get messaged about now.
Well, that's the thing. You've shown a vulnerability.
Yeah, I know, and I'm very upset about that.
You've shown
Your Achilles heel.
The old Achilles ass. He was just a closeted gay warrior.
It's a Greek tragedy. It's just like he has one weakness. If you tell him he has a huge cock, he'll become very insecure. No, I really doubt that that's the thing you'll become known for, even if it was out there. You do so much other stuff other than just fucking all the time. It's just funny. It's just funny to me. Ben is never fucks, and he has a small penis.
Yeah.
Can't fuck.
Can't.
My man can't fuck. Shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my wife's pussy is way too small,
Yeah. No, I get it.
which is actually the perfect size for my dick. But it actually has nothing to do with me not having sex now that I think about it.
Hey, Ben, what
It's
if
the wanting of the sex.
Do you think there is some part of pedophilia where they just want their dick to look bigger? Like for real? Like for real though?
I've thought about this a lot.
You pull out let me check my notes. Big manuscript goes like out.
This
the
was
door.
my college thesis.
Yeah. Big scroll.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it must feel really good because it's so tight.
I'm fucking so triggered right now, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I think this is
grossed
a Louis bit too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just
So you're stealing from a guy who's canceled.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in terms of sheer friction, it must feel very good.
With all sex shit, I don't get why they don't just jack off. Like, it's not that much better.
Because it's not about the coming. It's about the
going?
It's about the act of it. It is about the going.
Yeah,
about
I think
power.
there's something. Not even like there probably is something about the power, but there is
It's will to power.
we're talking about addiction. There is a real power in doing something you're not supposed to, or doing something secretive. Like you guys have caught me doing this before, where I get
Fucking a kid?
Yeah, fucking a kid. No, you'll catch me like eating a bunch of fast food or something.
Yeah.
You'll walk in and you'll like try to point out, and I'll be like, "Shut the fuck up!
Well,
Don't even fucking talk about it."
You start screaming at me the moment I get out of my car. You're like, don't say anything about the food.
There was one time I ordered like 5,000 calories of Wingstop, and I thought it was going to be an hour before you got to our place, and you walked in, and as me as you walked in, I go, don't you fucking say a thing about what I'm eating right now.
Well, the only thing that pissed me off about this, you didn't offer me any. I was just like, well, I guess need.
But that was the thing. That was literally the joy of the moment. Was I was going to secretly, while no one was home, eat a bunch of shitty food, and then shamefully ball it up and throw it in the trash can outside so nobody saw it.
Yeah.
And that's part of like the getting off, or like somebody scoring heroin or somebody scoring coke, are probably a part of somebody fucking a kid and getting away with it. There's a certain high of like, the heist, I got away with it.
That's like why having non-marital sex or premarital sex when you're a Christian is like,
Or
gotta
dude,
be a real
honestly,
hot thing.
like I've fucked an ex a couple times, and it is the hottest thing of all time.
An ex-woman?
An ex-woman, yeah. It was Randy Savage. No, an ex, it's the hottest thing of all time because, first of all, you guys have had a lot of sex, so you know, like, there's a compatibility there. But also, there is such a I should not be fucking doing this element.
Yeah.
That it becomes it's like the crack of sex.
Yeah. Ooh, you bad.
No, it really
Naughty.
is. It, like, the whole time, like, you're doing it, and it's you guys are just both like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of women get off on stuff in public. That's a real thing. And I think it's the same thing. It's like there's such a like, geez, are we fucking doing this right now?
Yeah.
And that's very hot to
or
people.
fucking married men.
Or fucking married men. Yeah, I've talked to, I went on a date with a woman who had an affair with a married man, and we were kind of being honest. I go, so what was it like, honestly? And she's like, I felt very ashamed about it, but I'll be honest, in the moment, it was the hottest experience of my life. She's like, it really was.
Well, if we know one thing to be true, that
was
woman did
Kevin's-
not fuck Kevin.
Yeah, and that was Kevin's wife.
And it was Kevin's wife.
By the way,
Also.
I got a. So
We've double fucking owned them at the same time.
Double barrel shotgun.
Fuck yeah, dude. Same frequency, different bandwidth. You know what I mean? Just a fucking double shot right there, right to the fucking face.
you guys got me.
Just like fucking Kathy Bates and Misery, dude. Kevin knocked on the cellar door, and we're both laying down there, and she just fucking we just
Anytime Kevin tries to
two
leave,
barrels,
You
dude.
broke the legs of my marriage with that one.
Anytime you try to leave the podcast, I put a wooden board between your legs,
Yeah.
and I just get that sledgehammer out.
Hey, we got to finish my memoir. We got to finish a new joke, just one.
He's just trying to write one joke.
Yeah. Like, I love your shit. You haven't written for 8 years. Come on.
Right? It's like Seinfeld.
Actually, I actually hired the woman to do that because I just want to write one more
Right.
joke.
It's Carlos Mencia's biggest fan. She's like, come on. She's like, you've written like millions of jokes. Just write one joke. And he's like,
Is it called Miserables?
yeah, it's called Miserables. And he's at the typewriter like after months. He writes a joke and he's like, there's two types of black people. She's like, this is a Chris Rock.
No, it's not. I like changing. There's two types of Mexican people. There's yeah. She's like, oh, this is original.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Mexicans and there's
Yeah.
There's fools and then there's cholos.
Yeah. And like fools always be like coming around like, what's up, fool?
Yeah.
That's cool. But
Like,
cholos?
anytime a fool tries to have a good time, some
Cholo comes along and fucks it up.
Yeah.
That's good.
You're really squeaking like a puppy.
That's so funny.
Fuck, I was going to say something I can't remember now.
About misery?
No, it's about something else, but it's all right. Good to bring it up.
It is weird in that movie she doesn't fuck James Caan at any moment.
No, she's like kind of asexual.
Hey, but you read the book. Does she fuck him? Does she fuck him in the book?
You pointed at me like,
Well, you're the guy. You read every Stephen King book.
I'm trying. I read Misery so
Bitch.
long.
Stephen King ass bitch.
I read Misery so long ago. I don't think. I mean, God, did I read Misery? She has to, because Stephen King writes a weird sex thing. Dude, it's a real thing. Every Stephen King book
Annie
has...
Wilkinson, right, is the name of the character?
Annie Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Every Stephen King book, I swear to God, has a weird, fucked up, like, sex act in it. Like, it'll be, like, kids fucking, like in Stephen King's It, or, like Jack Torrance is
really?
fucking an old woman, and it'll go on for pages. I'm not kidding you, Kevin. I've maybe read 5 Stephen King books where a child gets molested in graphic detail in the book, to the point where I'm like, did Stephen King get molested? Like, I want people to bring this up. Did Stephen King get molested?
Amazon
because he writes
Prime,
about it.
Stephen King.
Complete
paperback,
works.
Complete works.
You read 89 books.
I've developed a program that just highlights all of the kid fucking scenes.
Right. He really, I do love him. He's great.
He's
Every single-
I love that you mentioned that right after that what you just mentioned. too.
Yep.
It's
Every
great.
single book of his I've read has been like one of the most engrossing
Yeah,
reads.
I
of all
call
time.
him Dr. King.
They fuck kids.
Dr. Stephen Martin
Yep,
King.
that's our Dr. King.
Dr. Stephen Luther King.
Yeah. He fucks kids in the book It.
No,
No, the
in
kids
the book
fuck each other.
there's like 5 kids called the Losers, right? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And they all, in the sewer, they all have a gangbang.
Man, it reminds me of being in band.
And also,
in high
everybody,
school.
everybody talks about that scene. There's also
Me
a scene
too.
where a retarded kid, mentally retarded kid, excuse me, fucked up brain person.
Yep.
Who's retarded?
Who is retarded as shit.
One standard deviation below.
Being
you're
not retarded.
You're talking about a
Average
retarded
IQ.
retard.
Yeah, it's a retarded retard retardedly jerks off a non-retarded kid.
Yeah.
You refer to normal kids as non-retarded.
Yeah, you know, there's two types of people. My dad always said there's two types of people. There's retarded people and non-retarded.
That's right.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
They're two kids.
The joke was I had to keep saying it.
No,
really
it's
got me.
it's fine. It's fine.
Someone messaged me. They're like, "Why won't Kevin let you say the R word?" And I was
'Cause
like,
he's
"I don't know,
retarded.
man. You better DM him." I was like, "Here's his address. Here's where his wife works."
Yeah, I mean, you saying retarded is me talking about your dick. So, I mean, I guess
Right.
I'll just keep talking about it.
We all get one.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is just a fact about a man that I admire. And yours is
Dr. Martin Luther King.
offensive to just innocent children across the world that are just trying to live their lives. It's good.
Yeah, one is a deep personal attack on a friend that you know you actually exist with, and one is a joke about somebody who's not in the room.
Yeah,
you know?
just a general attack talking behind people's backs. It did nothing wrong. It's
Jace, I
people
am.
who can't understand the joke you're saying about them.
one
so
is a
it's fine.
kind compliment that one man gives to another in adoration.
The other is a joke about somebody who can't download a podcast legally.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is true.
I'm imagining a guy like standing in a white guy,
Right.
standing in Compton,
you.
and he's feeling like uncomfortable on a street corner, and there's all these like people out and about. He's like just whistling by himself. He's like, "Ooh, man, I love Martin Luther King." Ooh, man.
Oh man! Oh, I accidentally dropped my autobiography of Malcolm X.
Oh, drop my wallet. Not going to pick it up, though, because it'll be here when I get back.
Oh, homeless man. How would you like this Harriet Tubman 20 that I have in my wallet?
Man, am I comfortable.
Got
I
a
might
lot
take a nap out here.
I was just thinking. I'm just gonna say it's a Norm Macdonald joke I heard today, but it made me laugh so hard. Where he was talking about Canadian money. He's like, yeah, it's like weird. It's got like birds on it, and it's like purple. So it's like hard to bribe somebody. You know, it's like, oh, you don't got any information for me. Well, maybe this goose will change your mind.
Yeah, nice crispy goose here. Eh? I will say, Ben, if you ever do want to just throw impersonations at me, feel free at any point.
All right, Harriet Tubman.
One of my favorite ends to an my favorite end to an episode was when I asked you to do Shrek so I could do Donkey, and they
Oh, yeah.
what's the bit? They love child porn or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
There was a-
you gotta burn the hard drives. You gotta put it in the microwave, donkey.
There was a guy
So funny.
on stage at Ice House. This was so funny. My buddy Ryan Shoemaker was in the audience.
Yeah.
And this guy was going up and he's doing Family Guy. He was
Oh,
doing
I know
the
this
worst.
guy.
He's doing the worst impressions of all time. He's like, here's like how Peter talks, freaking sweet. Here's how Lois talks. Here's how the black guy talks, or whatever. and then he did a Matthew McConaughey, like the worst, most everybody does the impression.
Yeah.
And then he's like, guys, like I can do any impression. Throw an impression out at me right now. And I'd seen him do it before. He was waiting for the like, oh, I heard somebody say, you know, Christopher Walken, when they didn't say that. And he just does Christopher Walken. But he goes, somebody just throw a person out at me. I'll do it. And my friend Ryan Shoemaker goes, Jackie Chan. And he's like, I heard Christopher Walken. He's like, I said Jackie Chan. Do Jackie Chan right now. And the guy just did Christopher Walken. And then like as he was starting his next joke, he's like, I said to do Jackie Chan, and you didn't do it.
One time I was there and he said he was bombing. He goes, name someone, I'll do an impression of them. And someone in the front row goes, a comedian.
Oh, damn.
Just fucking silent.
That's great.
Yeah.
And he goes, but here's the thing. The guy on stage did not catch that it was a burn. And he goes, okay, how about Bill Burr? And he goes, okay, so this is Bill Burr. I swear to God, this is Bill Burr on a date with Lois Griffin.
Oh, my God. Damn
Jesus
it.
Christ.
And you can imagine how bad.
And
I'm not going to do
those
it.
are the people, to bring it back, those are the people reading the Jim Carrey quote on Instagram.
Yeah.
Being like, never give up.
There was a comic in the belly room at an open mic once, and he was like, "No, for real, where's all the pussy at?" And I go, "On stage."
Nice, dude.
Big pop.
Hell yeah.
Big pop.
And then Adam saw, he's like, you know what? You're passed.
Honestly, that's probably what would do it.
Yeah, I didn't think I wanted to pass you until I saw you beat up of another man who was weaker than you and less confident. You need to emotionally destroy people in order to work here, and also not give a shit about anything or anyone.
One of my favorite moments at the Improv, Kevin, was when that guy was on stage. He's a black guy. He happens to be a black guy.
Just per chance.
He's black.
Could have been white. He's not.
Is it important
He
to the
could have.
Is it important to the story that he's
It's
black?
very important to the story.
All right.
So
Was he doing his famous Pet Cemetery joke?
God, I was listening back to that yesterday. I was like, man, that is kind of rough.
Oh, it's real rough.
Kind of rough.
It's
Even for
real
this
rough.
podcast, it is rough.
You're complicit because you didn't stop the Pet Cemetery bit.
So what did you see this African American gentleman
well,
do
it
then?
was just funny because 3 black guys got up in a row and they were very, very problematic. But the whole temperament that everyone's under is like, the white guy and the bad one. Okay, but they get up, and the first guy he goes, man, slavery. He goes, slavery was some fucked up shit. That was fucked up. He goes, but I'll tell you what, if out there instead of picking cotton, if we were picking weed, we'd still be out there. And he goes, black people love weed, and it's like, oh god damn it!
I know exactly what comic you're talking about.
It's one of my favorite bits.
Yeah, it's brutal.
And then the next guy gets up there, and they're like, oh, we have another. This is great. We have another, POC. We have another person of color or whatever, which is like the most derogatory thing you could say. And
people really do say that.
Yeah. And he gets up there and he goes, if I recall correctly, he goes, his opening bit is he says, you should be allowed to roofie a woman.
I remember this guy. I remember that.
Completely silent. Someone in the back goes, come on, man, no. A white woman goes, no, come on, man. He goes, hold on. And everyone goes, oh my God, it's just like so tense, full. It's a full packed room in the main. He goes,
it was Bill Cosby.
Yeah. He goes, you should be allowed to roofie a bitch if you wanted to shut the fuck up. And everyone's like, oh, God damn it, dude. Stop.
Dude, what you're talking about is one of my favorite things that happens at Mike's a lot of the time, where there'll be a guy go up and they'll be like, yeah, fucking bitches just need to be sucking my dick all the time and licking my asshole. And then, broad, I like it when pussy's nice and juicy, And then they're like, okay, we've had too many straight white guys up here. Let's just get a woman. And they pull a woman out and she's like, gosh, I just want to get fucked. I haven't been fucked in forever. And my pussy's so ready to go. Right. And then they're like, okay, let's get another a woman up here or whatever. And then I just need me a man. And it's just like, stop. Like we're trying to make it so it doesn't look bad and you're making it worse.
It's just a room full of horny people.
Not to keep telling open mic stories, but
there's so many good open mic stories. This was my
version of that at the Improv. Was I went up, I was like second, and the first person went up, and his name was Treehouse Franklin. We don't have to bleep that out, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, the guy's
probably dead.
Yeah, the guy's named Treehouse. He's probably not doing great in life.
Treehouse of Horrors, Franklin.
Yeah.
They should rename.
He's probably living in a treehouse.
Hey, folks.
And he was like, yeah.
And by the way, for anyone imagining what an open mic is like, have you seen Dennis the Menace? Mm-hmm. The homeless guy from Dennis the Menace, who's played by
I would say,
what's that actor's name?
Christopher Lloyd.
That is every open micer.
I would say, honestly, every open mic to me is like that movie Freaks from like 1930.
I haven't seen it.
The Gooble Gobble One of Us. It's just like pinheads and like small people and like a woman with a beard in her eyes.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
If I go back to a show now, like I went to the Improv the other day to hang out with you and Luke, it feels a little like Lynchian almost. Like I feel like it's a Eraserhead. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's still here.
Because it's everyone's living a very dark life, but they're pretending everything's going great. Which is the most David Lynch thing of all time. That like suburban with the dark undertones. Anyway, so this guy named Treehouse Franklin, he happened to be an African American gentleman.
Is it important to this story?
Not really, but it makes it funnier. And he just goes up.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah. He looked like that comic book Curtis, if you remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. He had like a hat on top of his head. He's like, yeah. The other day I was in the park and shit, and then I'm like, and shit. All right, I was in the park and shit, and then I saw a fat kid getting pulled into a van by a pedophile. And it was a girl. It was a fat girl getting pulled into a van by a pedophile. And I started tripping because I got a sister, y'all.
I remember, I remember this too.
It was just like, wait, so you're against a pedophile because you got a sister?
Yeah.
And then he goes, and so I went out there, and then I did the thing. I did the right thing. I did what I had to do. I got the fuck out of there. And then it was like dead silent. And then I swear to God, at this full volume, after like 2 seconds, like, all right, fuck y'all, fuck all y'all.
Yeah. I remember
For like
that.
a minute.
I remember that.
And then I'm like, I love comedy.
All right,
Yeah.
fuck you guys then.
Yeah, it is. It's very humorous.
Yeah.
I love watching people do the wrong thing on stage.
It makes me, dude, I get really sucked into just their life. I just start thinking about their life story, and I'm like, God damn it! I
try to imagine where they wake up.
I do that same thing.
Yeah.
I do it. I imagine them going to sleep at night.
Yeah.
I always imagine like
just covered in bed bugs.
Them like going to like 4 open mics, and they get home and they're sleeping in like a pool of blood just on the floor, and they're like just ticking off. They're like, did 4 open mics today? That's 85 for the month, and then it's just like, God. Like they live with a skeleton. The skeleton is their roommate.
Yeah. No, there was
like the skeletons from Army of Darkness.
Right. They have
the way they move, like claymation
They have
style.
a pet dog, but it has no legs. It just lies on the floor.
It's a pillow.
And shits itself.
dude, some guy,
Yeah.
he had a guaranteed spot at the Improv, and he goes up and he tells like a rape joke, like really not funny. Really just
Like a pro rape joke or just a rape joke?
it was like one time a woman got raped. Like that's pretty much the whole joke. And then
There's a lot of open mic bits like that where a woman just gets up and she's like, so here's the time I got raped.
Yeah, and then there was this was a guy though, and then he told a story about a child getting molested.
Okay.
And then it bombed. He was about a minute and a half into his 5 minute
This guy's
set.
doing my act.
Yeah. And then he goes,
God,
damn,
I hate confessional
He goes,
comedy.
damn, I was writing all day. I really thought you guys would laugh. And,
God damn it.
And then he finished, and then Jeff goes up on stage. He's hosting. He goes, so where did you want us to laugh? So you thought, and he quoted the joke.
Right.
And dude, oh man, it was so great. I also, one of my favorite things is when somebody says something that's fucked up, and then the host comes in and just like annihilates them for that same reason. And just makes them look stupid.
See, I hate the whole thing. I hate it. I hate that they're around. I think they should be barred from every open mic. I really do. I think they shouldn't be allowed in.
Cancel their ass.
No, not even cancel. It's just no, you shouldn't be allowed to get in front of a microphone and say things to people because you're making everybody's life
you should
worse.
need a license to speak into a microphone.
You really should. Yeah.
Yeah, the comic we were talking about earlier actually talked to me on Sunday, and he walked up to a group of people, and we're whispering in like the middle area or whatever between the two doors, and we're being real quiet because there's a mic going on the inside, and he walks up at full volume and goes, "It's like, do you feel like we're just rubes, like we're just like wasting our time?" And then one of the guys, and then so everybody started laughing, and he got his feelings hurt. The people were laughing, and then somebody was like, "Man, sometimes you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait. You know, you gotta wait, and it's just part of the thing." And I go, "Well, some people should stop waiting." and the guy that was standing next to me lost his shit, like fucking laughing. Because I was like, I'm always like, quote unquote, the nice guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And so to be that mean to his face, really.
Yeah, you should be mean to all their faces. You really should.
I felt really bad, but he laughed so hard that then the guy walked out the door and was like pissed off.
Good.
But yeah, but it was
Yeah.
good. It was good. And then he goes, "Man, some people should stop waiting. Some people should stop waiting, man. You said it, man." It was great.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway, I think we're wrapping up time, right?
We're at 2:15.
Yeah.
this is the longest one we've done, and
Started as maybe the worst.
it started as the worst, ended worse.
I think it got really good towards the end there.
I like them all. I'm glad that we're doing this. I'm glad that I get to spend time with you guys, and you get to make me feel insecure about being insecure, and that's one of my favorite things. Well, if
Because you should not only feel bad, you should feel bad about feeling bad.
yes,
And then you should double down on that. Feel bad about that.
yeah, I should.
And then get mad at yourself for continuing to feel bad about feeling bad.
yeah, fuck me.
Yeah. And then just go drink.
You just need a lot of obstacles between your problem by adding another problem on top of the problem, you know? So then that way you can never like actually fix yourself.
Yeah, you should be your own Minotaur and your own labyrinth that you created.
Man, these are all great suggestions. I really appreciate you guys really speaking the truth to my heart to make me
No problem, buddy.
a more dead person inside.
It's fine, dude. It's really easy. I just holding up a mirror
Yeah.
over here.
Yep. No,
And
it's
you
good.
just kind of do all the legwork yourself.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I love leg day.
So, did we tell people to email questions and stuff? So
Yeah,
we
we'll
can-
remind you again. Send us emails.
Right,
to
and that's really going to help us anytime we
brainjailpod@gmail.com.
hit real dead air to have something to go off of.
Yeah, I think we've only had one moment of dead air on this entire whole podcast ever, and it was when we fought like 2 weeks ago.
And we cut it out.
Yeah, we cut it out because we care about comedy, and we do want to make sure you guys laugh, and that's our number one.
Yeah,
priority.
it is kind of fun to have an argument while you're imagining, like, you know, the however many listeners we have are listening to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
There's a guy in Australia just going, I think they're really getting down to business here.
He's really giving him the Queen's biscuits over here.
They not pretend fighting, they fighting for real.
Oh, I'm so scared I'm going to jump in my pouch.
I'm and tie my kangaroo down over here.
I'm throwing a boomerang and catching it in my ass.
Crikey, he's really giving them the twofer.
He's getting railed in the ass by an alligator.
You call that a
Something.
dick? This is a dick. Anyway, so email us questions and we'll probably read them on the next episode.
Yeah, send your questions to brainjailpod@gmail.com. Please leave a review. If you haven't done it yet, I've actually gotten quite a few messages from people that say they love the pod, but haven't left a review yet.
Yeah, just leave a review. It's literally, if you're on iTunes right now, just go to our page and press 5 stars and write a word.
Yeah. Yep.
Literally
And,
one word, and that's it.
follow us.
Not the word you're thinking of.
Yeah, not that word.
Please do not.
Yeah, actually do not do that because that could get our podcast taken down.
It
Please do
will
not do
100%
that.
get
Yeah.
our podcast taken down.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do it.
Yeah, do not fucking do that.
It'd make me really happy.
Reverse psychology.
Ben, the only one who has anything in this business,
Right.
it would make him happy.
All right, so we're going to cut that part out.
Follow us on Instagram. We post a lot of stuff from the Reddit. No, of course, just random shit on there and reviews and whatnot. And the subreddit. Follow Ben Avery at Morpheus Quotes if you're not satisfied with your current mental health. And follow Jace Avery for all of his great drawings. The new iPad drawings look fucking amazing.
Thanks, buddy. I bought an iPad and a pencil, and I draw now.
They're really neat. I like it. And you can follow me for no particular reason at all. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
A feeling of worry, nervousness, will unleash, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
Shit, if this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God! They're gonna know I'm dumb.
Silly and like that great combo that I love.
The serious, silly.